All right, I was still muted. What up, everybody? It's your boy, the Infinite Dragon here, and welcome. Well, basically, it was an art stream. Yeah. So the Mega Man game trailer featured. It said there's an art contest for people to submit their own robot masters, and I want to submit my own. I'm an artist. I can do things. Even if I don't, I think it would just be really fun to do one. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. But how's everyone doing today? Weez, thank you for being first. All right. Courtesy of my Discord, we do have a Mega Man lore video for us to watch in the background while I do my art. So,
all right, this is the Mega Man lecture.
Just
finally, after like half a year, and we have a very special guest. And by special guest, I meant to say we have a sponsor, Vitamin Water.
Doing good, playing some Time Stranger. How you finding it?
Posted about 2 hours ago.
Make sure you do all those side missions so you don't so you don't you're not locked out of megas for as long as I was.
My backyard. Really let it go past couple of months, and the shrubs have pretty much taken over, getting hard to grill.
That's wild they put that on a Vitamin Water.
That is actually on a Vitamin Water. I just happened to see this like in a bargain bin going through a Walmart, and I was like, hey, Mega Man, I'm going to talk about that pretty soon.
Jake, I'm just trying to move it out of the way.
Yeah, you're just hitting the mic stand.
So,
okay.
It's been fun. I've been making babies fight for me. Of course, you have to. What are children other than what are children for other than to fight our wars for us?
Puff, pass. And by puff, I mean sit.
Wait, so is it only this flavor that has the Mega
How
Man thing?
old is this Vitamin Water?
He just got it.
I bought it today.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I saw it in a store, and I was like, I'll buy one of those for the lecture. And then I bought one today.
I know.
That's the dragon fruit flavor. How about that? We're just doing an actual ad for them. Yeah, buy Vitamin Water.
There's some robot dragons in Mega Man.
There are plenty of robot dragons in Mega Man.
Hello, Batra.
Requirement for anybody that's serious about construction work or any management of the infrastructure of their city. We need dragon robots.
We
the only
need
thing holding the United States back from our competition with Uganda.
No.
What the fuck is happening in this video, man?
Guts Man is for construction.
NattyCake_ has rated the channel with 2 viewers. Welcome, NattyCake_ and raiders. Get ready to join Pixie for chaotic fun. Let's make this stream a wild adventure filled with mischief and excitement.
Hello, Natty. How was the rest of Dispatch? Did you help in Invisigal catch the perp? How you feeling about the game? If you're not already following Natty Cake, please do so. They are my friend. They were just live 2 seconds ago, as you can see. I was in there. They were playing Dispatch, which is a game that we played as well. For people who just came in, I am the Infinite Dragon. I'm doing an art thing. So Mega Man has announced that they're doing a new game, and they're going to be they're taking submissions for some of the boss fights in the game, and that's what I'll be doing. I'll be drawing my own submission for the game. So today's just gonna be relatively chill vibing kind of thing. We have a lore video in the background for all of Mega Man. I don't know, it's kind of starting weird.
Okay, second order. So, oh yeah, Jake's computer. Point.
Sweet. Oh, what does everybody do?
All right,
That's tone setting.
let's go.
All right, looks like we're actually starting now. I'm sad who I had to cut. Who'd you cut?
All right, so in the beginning here, you have 2 scientists. They're both in college at like Robot University, I think it was called. It's probably on the slide somewhere. The Robot Institute of Technology. There is a sort of fan theory that like they were in different majors, where Dr. Light was focusing on networking and Dr. Wily was focusing on
Sonar.
robotics.
I also cut Sonar, but I also wasn't really tied to him. The reason why I cut Sonar is because Coop was kicking ass, and I kind of like her more. I'm like a black goth chick. How am I supposed to not? How am I supposed to not like the black goth chick?
I think this school was set up to be dedicated more towards board-driven technology, considering their acronym is literally Riot.
I didn't even notice that. But,
Oh wow. Nice.
but no, they definitely have military connections.
So I have a design in mind, and we're just kind of sketching an outline out of it right now.
Proto Man's a robot, man.
Proto Man's a real cutie.
He says next to his girlfriend.
How you know Proto Man's not his girlfriend?
How do you know Proto Man's not a girl?
It was mostly Japan, but Mega Man 6 did have a global art contest. Yeah, but I wasn't into Mega Man when that art contest happened, so it doesn't count.
Something. They all have Robococks deep down.
Wait, who is this? Foul mouth, sir. I played this one because it's long and we're gonna be here for a minute.
Who's like the only female, right?
She is the only female.
Well, that's bad joke.
They are gendered, but there is only one girl.
Well, Roll, but as far as Robot Masters go.
Roll's not a robot master, she's just a
According
robot.
to some fan art that I've seen, Roll is indeed a man.
Okay.
Moving on.
Moving on from that. Okay, so Dr. Light
2,
and Dr.
3, 4,
Wily
5.
get military funding to make warbots.
Yes.
And so they make this kind. Wait, no, that's not yet. Actually, that's not yet. They just for a pass.
This is I appreciate the unscriptedness of this. This is like one of the podcast episodes that me and Magic did.
They name it Proto.
Mega Man Dual Overdrive. Interesting. I've been waiting for a Mega Man X9 for years. We're not getting one. It'll never happen.
Yeah, right.
It'll be left on that cliffhanger forever. How you doing, Blazak? Blazak.
So,
What even is your Robot Master gonna be? Wait. Okay, hold on.
he's in the English stuff because the
Okay, here's the question. I wasn't paying close enough attention for it. This might as well be a Mega Man 12. That's what I was about to ask. Is this a Mega Man Classic game or? So since this is a Mega Man Classic game, I'm gonna go for Wild Man. I'll as you can see, he's got kind of like the pelt on his head, going for like the tribal kind of look going right now. I think what I want his ability to be is that he swings from like trees and whatnot, but he uses his arms to swing from it like a whip. I'm such a wimp. I hear Mega Man is a difficult game. It is. I believe you. And Mighty Number 9 was a whole failure. I don't really know too much about Mighty Number 9 except it came out and people didn't like it. I know it was a Kickstarter game.
Japanese names are cooler, but I'm more familiar with the English ones.
Yeah.
So they make Blues, and then like they give him AI, and Blues has like this unstable core, where like he's trying. That is actually kind of distracting. Just turn down a little more. Yeah, so they make Blues, and like his power source, which is like this core in his chest. It's a little unstable, and so Light and Wily are like, all right, we're gonna have to shut you down.
What does he give Mega Man when he beats him?
And Blues is
I
just
haven't
like,
decided to
no.
name it yet, but like
He just
probably
refuses, and
called
he runs
Wild
off on
Whip.
his own.
Because like I said, he uses his arms to swing from like vines and shit. So probably like a Wild Whip, you know what I mean?
Who I am. So he runs off and just like abandons Light and Wily, but they still have his schematics. And from his schematics, they kind of do two different things. One, they get this military contract where they build these things called the Sniper Joe bots, which they kind of look like Proto Man, but they're like green. What?
I've always thought they looked like Proto Man. I didn't know that they were.
They are based on Proto Man's design, except for they don't have advanced AI. They don't have a personality like he does. They are just warbots.
Okay.
So I also have some of
And
my
then they
like
also
physical
kind of
notes that I didn't
fix
bring
Proto
over
Man's
into the
design
actual
and
drawing
make new robots.
thing. So
which
you
are
guys,
kind of in a
if I'm taking a
creepy
second to
way
like reference to
Dr.
look at
Light's
something
starting
and I'm just not doing anything, I'm
Wily,
looking at my notes that
gets
I
involved in,
drew.
like, some crazy experiments and goes.
So you guys can't see it, but I do have like an actual notebook that I
And
drew some
so-
stuff in.
What kind of experiments?
Wait, that's not yet actually.
Damn, did
Yeah,
did we
basically,
make this
Light,
video?
He wants
Holy
some
shit!
surrogate
This
children
is
because he's married to science, and by that I mean he couldn't get laid. So he
He's
makes.
married to that 2D life, and he makes it 3D.
You're right. That's what Roll is. But no, he makes two more.
Roll is a
robots
child,
based on
sir.
Proto Man, who are like actual people robots, which are Rock and
Wow.
Roll.
Wild Django is the villain it
where, like,
reminds
the
me of.
theme naming comes in.
That's
Blues
from.
is the predecessor to Rock
I know there
and
was
Roll.
Beastman, which is what which is what I was
Music
originally gonna
history
do,
101.
but Beastman
Proto
is
Man's
an
Japanese name
EXE.
is Blues.
And he's red.
I also didn't know Proto Man's Japanese name is
The genre was
Blues.
made recently, like after the two
Mega
met each
Man
other, so they
X
don't have
Command
their own
Mission?
word for it, so they just loan our word Blues
Wild
or Buduzu.
Django.
Anyways, so they make Rock and Roll, and then Dr. Wily's, and then they also make these things, which is like sort of on a military contract.
Oh, he's a
but
Jaguar.
It's kind of just general.
All right, this
funding.
should be
They
different
make these
enough.
things called the
I don't want to
Robot
do something
Masters,
that's already
which are
done.
kind of somewhere in between
But
the Rock and
he's
Roll
good-
types.
Wild,
and the
Wild-
types where they have
Wild Django
personalities,
is kinda
but they're definitely
Jaguar-like.
designed to just fulfill some certain purpose. Like you have like Guts Man, who is just for like construction, or Bomb Man, who's for controlled demolition. And these are what we call the Robot Masters.
Bomb Man's for solving peace in the Middle East.
Jesus Christ.
That's great.
All right, this is not very family friendly. So we're gonna go through this one.
Was
Loud. They're also taking their sweet ass time.
2000X. It was the 1980s, a time when Capcom mostly made arcade games. But for their newest title, the company hired a fresh team of young talent to take on the project, one of them being one of the most influential people to the Mega
Our
Man
family-friendly
IP,
Christian
Keiji
Minecraft server.
Inafune.
Yeah, I don't want to be
We'll get
responsible
more
for
into
some
him
crazy
later.
shit that they
The
say.
actual
I can be
idea
responsible
of
for
Mega
crazy
Man,
shit that
or
I say,
Rockman,
but
as he's known in
them, I don't
Japan,
know.
Came from Akira A.K. Kitamura. In an
How's,
interview with Hitoshi
that
Ariga,
seems-
the illustrator for a lot of the Mega Man manga out there, he goes into what inspired his creation.
Yeah.
Also, huge shout out to Smupulations for the translation. I'll leave their Patreon link in the description below if you want to support their website.
I like that you're
Anyway,
referencing these types of
Kitamura
videos for
first joined
inspiration.
Capcom
We
as
did
a
it when I was
graphic
doing the
designer, and eventually moved to the planning team because
Silk
game design
Song
was lit. When we started
thumbnail.
working on the Mega Man project,
And we started, we
played
put
a lot of
a
games
we
that
put a
truly
Hollow
gave
Knight
level
lore video in
difficulty
there.
down to a science. He set up each stage so the player would feel the
So
struggle,
it
but
was really
still gain
fun.
that sense of satisfaction once beating it. And I can tell you personally that he definitely got this part down, because to me, the first Mega Man game is hard as shit. Here I thought all these years of experience made me
The first Mega Man game
decent at video games, but
is
Mega
incredibly
Man said
hard
nah.
and
When it comes
unfairly
to the
so
Blue Bomber
almost.
himself, Kitamura talked about how he was a huge manga and tokusatsu fan. For those who heard that and thought, the hell's a tokusatsu?
Wow.
Don't worry, I got you. Tokusatsu is a genre in Japanese media that focuses on practical effects. So Super Sentai, Kamen Rider,
Super
Godzilla,
Sentai.
think that. Funny thing is, I didn't know what tokusatsu was either.
What a
until
long,
doing this
inconspicuous
research.
hallway. I sure
So
hope that
I ended up
girl I'm
finding
with
out that
doesn't
I
get
was a
separated
fan
from me.
too.
She's
I
gonna
mean, you guys
die.
know how much I love Power Rangers, but as much as I like
So,
to, I
so,
don't really have time to go into super
can I? Yeah, there it is. I can't see my mouse from all the way over there. So we've actually been watching a Kamen Rider anime. The Tojima Wants to Be a Kamen Rider anime, which before that came out, I watched Shin Kamen Rider, and I didn't realize that I actually do like Kamen Rider because I grew up hating the Power Rangers. It looked, I didn't like that it looked super fake, even as a kid. But I think I've come to appreciate that more now that I'm an adult. The goofy and silliness of it. So all that to say that I guess I do like Super Sentai, and I was just wrong. I was just a stupid kid.
detail about it. So if you want to watch a good video explaining what it is,
Never
I'd
played
watch
the
This
classic,
by the
only
Blues
X
out
series.
there.
The classics are hard, but I do like them.
Inspiration. Kitamura drew from Ninja Captor, Cashern, Astro Boy, and
Cashern.
much more to create his look. However, his original idea was for him to be white. His special ability involved him copying the weapons of other robots. So when he gained new forms, the plan was that he'd change color, and the little square thing on his helmet would morph into the shape of that element. Similar to the cactus in
Oh,
Ninja
okay, so that's
Captors.
what that
This
explains
mechanic
Mega
was
Man
the reason
11
why one
now.
of his test names was Rainbow Battle Kid. However, the team's
Gay.
programmer, Nobuyuki Matsushima, squashed the idea, and instead recommended that his color just change. With the limited data they had to work with, Kitamura's plan was a little too ambitious. His
Yeah, but
belief
that
in what
explains
it meant
Mega
to be
Man
a hero also
11 because his head
explains
changes in
Mega
that
Man's
game.
conception. According to that interview with Ariga, the heroes Kitamura thought of were strong individuals who embodied a virtue that we all have in our hearts. But this commitment to said virtue made them loners. Because of this, Kitamura didn't think a warm color would suit their hero. So when the idea of him being white was scrapped due to it stopping him from standing out, the team agreed to make him blue. Another deciding factor in his color choice was that the NES had a limited color palette. Blue was the most usable color since the console allowed for multiple shades of it. So they
I'm
used
still
that
haven't
color
decided how I want this
optimize
fur
some of the
to
data they were
flow on
using
him,
and make
but I'm
it
gonna
stand
use
out in the background.
Tomahawk Man as a
Capcom
reference.
eventually settled on naming him Rockman, and his sister would be named Roll, completing the whole rock and roll thing they had going. However, his name was changed to Mega Man elsewhere because the senior VP of Capcom at the time was not a fan of the title Rockman. Sounded like he was about to earthbend some shit. Now
What's
he's
wrong with
back to
that?
Keiji Inafune. Kitamura was actually his mentor. He joined the team as a game's director and artist, with his main job being to create more detailed illustrations of the characters based on Kitamura's pixel work. When Kitamura left the team after Mega Man 2, Inafune sort of became the leader. In Mega Man The Official Complete Works, Inafune talked about how working on this game was chaotic as hell, but still fun. The team was filled with extremely creative people who all wanted this project to work. Being in a squad like that made it hard
What's your
to
favorite
not get
X
fighting.
game, Zach?
However, after Mega Man was released in 1987, it didn't do that well. Which kind
Actually,
of sucks that they
chat,
had
if
all
for
those
people
cool
who've played the
ideas,
Mega Man
but
games,
even
what's your
with
favorite
that
Mega Man
out,
game?
The team decided they were going to make a second one. Inafune stated they just kind of all agreed that it was going to happen. Mind you, Capcom did not want this sequel. They originally said no, but they later agreed on it as long as the developers continued working on their other projects. So a lot of the team, including Inafune, was working on separate
Chat,
games
can you hear me?
while working on Mega Man 2. On top of
My OBS is freaking out. Come on, man. My OBS freaked out for a second. It looks like it's fine. All right. That was weird. I don't want that. Don't do that again. Bad OBS.
that, Inafune said they only had 3 to 4 months to develop it. Bro, I don't know game design like that, but I know enough to know that that is crazy.
Mega Man 2 is great.
Design a game as a side project. Regardless, Inafune still sees this time as some of his best months working at Capcom. It was invigorating being part of a team where everyone was putting everything on the line for this game to be successful. Ironically, it almost feels like Kitamura created his own tokusatsu hero team. Thanks to their hard work, Capcom dropped Mega Man 2 in 1988.
Mega Man 2 is great. I love it, Mega Man 2. Mine was probably Mega Man 9. I played that shit all the time on my Wii. Never beat it. You should beat it.
From then on, the Mega Man franchise continued to grow. And although it's in a very, very awkward place right now, the Blue Bomber is still a household name. But Capcom, for real, can we please get a new Mega Man project? Not like a remake of something that was already done, you know, like a new, completely new Mega Man project. It's been years since Star Force dropped. I can't speak for the whole fan base.
I think Command Mission inspired Genshin Impact and Expedition 33. Really?
I mean, with how crazy AI is getting, maybe you could do something with X. I don't know, add something to a story, something we don't know about. I'm just throwing ideas. You could take them if you want to. But with that, before we hop into the lore, I want to lay down a few ground rules.
Mega Man 3 because of the slide, X5, 0, X, ZX, and ZXA. I have not played ZX and ZXA, but I did play some of the Zero games.
Zero or any of that. 2. If you thought the Legend of Zelda timeline was convoluted, fam, the Mega Man timeline is a whole different beast.
Is
Mainly
it?
because so many different spin-off titles came from this IP. And since Capcom
I guess that's fair.
akin to the Hyrule Historia to tell us what's the definitive timeline, there are a lot of games that may or may not be canon. Hell, even the ones that we're pretty sure are canon find ways to contradict the continuity.
I'm not a big gamer, but I've seen strong resemblances between the three. I've not,
licensed games
pretty sure
Mega Man DOS and Rockman Strategy won't be covered in this
Genshin
title.
was just a copy of Breath of the Wild before it came into
Most of the
Identity.
Mega Man
Yeah,
games have self-contained
I did say that when I
stories,
first
so
played
wouldn't
Genshin.
worry
Wait,
too much about
stop.
the order or the contradictions.
My OBS is freaking
Trust
out
me
again.
when I say that you will have more fun with the timeline the less questions you ask. But Mega Man lore heads, please feel free to.
All right,
correct me
if
about
anything
anything in the
happens
comments
like
below.
to the stream, please let me know because I don't know why my OBS is being weird.
Now, with all that being said, on to the thrilling tale of the super fighting robot Mega Man. Mega Man's story begins in the 20th century.
There was a Mega Man
Two
cartoon that aired on Cartoon Network some time ago. People didn't like it. I don't know if that's
made them friends, but the
true.
ruthless mistress that is jealousy is about to change that.
I feel like I would have heard
See,
about that.
Light is working on building robots capable of independent
I remember the
thought.
Mega Man cartoon
Wily,
didn't
on the
air
other
long.
hand,
I
is
see.
developing something he calls the Double Gear system. As this name suggests, it's a device able to double the speed and power of a robot, but at the cost of damaging its internal systems.
All right.
With it, Wily wants to push robots past their limit to make them all heroes. However, that internal system
It was early
is pretty hard to
2000s.
look
I
past,
see.
So Light's
So
product is chosen to be funded over Wily's. But when you think about it, Light's plan is just as dangerous. This man is about to start building self-aware service bots.
Yeah,
Sooner or
like
later,
that's
one's gonna be
wild.
Like, you know what, Mr. Human? I don't quite like your rules. Then boom, robot apocalypse.
Let me
But
get the
after
trip
this
come human.
major L, Wily develops a level of hate so powerful it immediately consumes him. And people, I want to be very clear about this. From the shit Wily does in this series, when I say hate, I mean it in the strongest degree. You know how
Like,
you have those cartoon villains who mainly exist to screw with the hero? That is Wily to Light, and eventually Mega Man. Speaking of Light,
So like the
while
way
Wily's
that
out there
Kendrick
being
hates
salty,
hates
this man is
Drake,
in his
or like the way
bag,
that
bro.
50 Cent
He
hates
starts
Diddy.
developing civil service robots that society falls in love with. He wins multiple awards, including the Nobel Prize. And eventually, in 2000X, he finally manages to build the first robot capable of independent thought. DLN-0, Proto Man, or
Blues.
as he's known in Japan. By the way, One cool thing that the development team implemented was model numbers for each robot. The beginning acronym is based on the creator, so DLN is Dr. Light numbers. Sadly though, something is wrong with Proto Man's power core, so Light makes plans to basically do robo-surgery to fix him. However, out of fear that this operation would change who he is, Proto Man leaves before the necessary fixes can be done. And this is where Wily comes back into the picture. The jealous-ass doctor finds Proto Man and takes him in to repair him, realizing that this is a Dr. Light creation. For some reason, Proto Man is cool with letting Wily do the repairs instead, so the guy replaces the solar core that Light used originally with a nuclear one. And he gives him the ability to throw weapons. This man really saw a robot with no weapons and said, nope.
Nah, weapons. Violence,
Meanwhile,
yeah.
Light works on the kinks of his solar core, then continues his
My headcanon is that Dr. Wily is German.
Rock, and DLN2.
It was a 4.2 out of 10 on IMDb. I see.
Calls him Mega in the manual. But I'm not calling homie Mega, bro. What? Plus,
what's up, my Mega?
Occurring, Mega Man Powered Up isn't even canon.
The Mega Man I watched was in the late 90s. I see.
When he's not Mega Man, I'll call him Rock. Just want to say that now so no one gets confused. Rock and Roll work as his lab and house assistants.
I'm gonna draw these eyes later.
He built 6 more
doing what I want to do.
DLN3, Cutman, DLN4, Gutsman, DLN5, Iceman, DLN6, Bombman, DLN7, Flameman, and DLN8, Electman. In the alternate timeline,
what the fuck?
Occurs,
he
stop
it.
Built DLN9, Oilman, and DLN10, Time Man. But with their creation, Wily finds his chance to strike, leading us into the first title within this timeline, Mega Man. Before we get into what happens next, can we just take a sec to look at the US box art for this game? Like,
yeah, it looks crazy.
Everybody has talked about it. I know it's a common thing, but hey, it's my turn now. What the hell is this? Now, in the artist's defense, apparently he was given this project with no time, and he also didn't see any of the source material. So
it's crazy.
Yeah, I'm sure he was hella confused. Poor guy probably heard that Mega Man's hand could turn into a gun and was like, what? I'm just surprised nobody from the Western Capcom team was like, hey guys, maybe no? Now the European team, not gonna hold you, they were kinda cooking. It's the pose for me. Oh, and one last thing. Did you know the English manual completely botched Mega Man's origin story?
I mean, when did they do that?
And that the city they lived in was called
you know they changed Kirby's box art because they made Kirby angry in American box art.
Tampers with the 6 industrial robots Light just created to make them go bonkers.
So it's exactly the same box art, but now Kirby's angry now.
Because of his strong sense of justice, Rock volunteers to be turned into a fighting robot to stop his brothers. Light accepts and turns him into the blue metal hero Mega Man. But Light is not a fan of this. In the Rockman character collection, a book given to those who entered Mega Man's boss creation contest, there are excerpts written by Light talking about how much this sucked. He sees these robots as his actual children, and the last thing he wanted to do was prepare his son for war so he can go beat up his brothers. Nevertheless, Mega Man heads out to defeat each Robot Master. Once he's done, he heads to Wily's castle to partake in what I like to call the Wily Gauntlet. It pretty much involves him fighting more bosses and the Robot Masters again. This is done in every mainline Mega Man title, so I'd get used to it.
Yeah, he's pissed off in all the American box arts, the 3D games. I think Forgotten Land was the first box art where he wasn't pissed in.
Mega Man beats that too.
It's still really funny. Like, oh, Americans won't buy this. It's not violent enough.
Silently stares at him menacingly. Homeboy was low-key contemplating on whether or not to kill this man. But with that, Mega Man returns home to his family, waiting for the moment the world will need him again, which ends up being a year later in Mega Man 2. Also, remember those boss character creation competitions I mentioned before? This game was the first to have one, and it had a total of 8,370 submissions. Anyway, Wily returns with his own set of Robot Masters.
That's a lot.
DWN-9, Metal Man, DWN-10, Airman, DWN-11, Bubble Man, DWN-12,
Bubble Man,
Quick Man, DWN-13,
I'm Quick Man dressed in red. I got a yellow boomerang attached to my head.
And DWN-16, Woodman. And as you probably guessed, DWN stands for Dr. Wily numbers. For some reason he continues from Light's numbers. I guess he didn't want to start from 0. With these newly built Robot Masters, Wily once again plans on...
I mean, he helped make the first one, right? So
hero Mega Man sets out to stop
maybe he feels like some kind of parentage towards them.
Copies their weapons, clears the Wily Gauntlet, then confronts the evil Doctor, who transforms into an alien?
What the fuck? You're an alien.
Mega Man does his pew pew thing to reveal that the alien is actually a hologram being controlled by Wily.
My fucking eyes.
W under his belt. Mega Man gets some time to chill until Wily returns with his antics, in Mega Man Dr. Wily's Revenge. Now this is the start of a spin-off series for the Game Boy that was known as the Rockman World Series in Japan. Though Capcom didn't directly make the games in this series, they did have a hand in their creation. When it comes to its canonicity, it's weird. In-game, the two series treat themselves as separate sequences of events. The mainline series never directly mentions the events within the World Series. However, in Mega Man & Base's database, there are entries for the bosses within the World Series. Doesn't really confirm that it's canon, but from what I can tell, most of the fanbase agrees that these games happen in between the mainline games. As for the plot, Wily returns with Cutman, Iceman, Fireman, and Electman from the first Mega Man game. Our boy in blue.
Do we have any mainline games where the Robot Masters return? I think they return in Mega Man 3, right? Like the Robot Masters in 2 return in 3.
They usually reuse bosses from the mainline Mega Man titles. After taking down the Robot Masters, he's confronted by MKN-1, Anchor, a robot built by Wily specifically to kill Mega Man. This starts a new model line within the series, the Mega Man Killer Numbers.
The copy robots?
Yeah, Wily was so done with Mega Man shit, he made a whole new line of robots tailor-made to kill him. But Mega Man still manages to come out on top, and takes Anchor's Mirror Buster after. He then heads to Wily's station in space, and beats him too using the same buster. With the day saved, our blue hero returns home as the station is destroyed. But even with the Doctor down, again, Mega Man remains vigilant for the next time he may rise up. So after another brief period of peace, Wily's annoying ass returns in Mega Man 3, but this time he's actually here for good, or rather he claims he's here for good. He reunites with Light for the first time since their college days, in an effort to build one giant peacekeeping robot they name Gamma. They get far, but to complete it, they need 8 energy elements that are scattered on different planets, so they build 8 new Robot Masters to collect them. DWN-17, Needleman,
Needleman, Magnet Man,
DWN-19, Gemini Man,
I actually like Gemini Man.
Hardman, DWN-21, Top Man, DWN-22, Snake Man,
Gamma, or the Eggman,
DWN-23, Spark Man, and DWN-24, Shadow Man. Yeah, even though these guys were built by Light and Wily, they're still referred to as Wily numbers. So the Robot Masters are sent to these planets, but they start going haywire. It's up to Mega Man and his new partner, Rush, to defeat them and collect the energy elements. And yes, this is the game where Rush made his debut. See, before in Mega Man 2,
Rush too.
There were these
but who doesn't want a robot dog? Yo, Jimmy Neutron, Goddard was like my favorite character, because who wouldn't want a fucking robot dog? That is sick as shit.
This is also the game where sliding was introduced. It added more possibilities for Mega Man movement-wise. There was a point where they thought about adding crouching, but the team agreed that the player would barely see the height difference in buster shots, so it made no sense. So now we have sliding. Anyway, throughout his quest, he's confronted by this mysterious robot who calls himself Breakman. Eventually, he does his thing, collects the elements, but when he gets back to the lab, Light's all like, "Oh no, Mega Man! Right after we received the last element, Wily ran and stole Gamma!" And Mega Man's like, "Bro, y'all are the same age. Why didn't you stop him?" So he heads over to Wily's castle, goes through the Wily Gauntlet, and takes down Gamma and Wily. Breakman then pulls up to save him while the castle crumbles. But Wily isn't that fortunate. He ain't dead though. He escapes in his UFO.
Wily never dies.
Gains consciousness, Light hears the whistle that Breakman has been doing throughout the game, then reveals that Breakman was actually his older brother Proto Man this whole time. With that, Mega Man runs to try and catch up to him, but instead, he sees a vision of him in the sky. On to the next title in the series, Rockman World 2. So, quick fun fact, outside of Japan, they used Roman numerals to differentiate this series from the NES series. So you have Mega Man 2, the number, and Mega Man 2 with the Roman numerals. This is why from now on, I'll just be calling these titles by their original names, Rockman World. I don't know who thought the Roman numerals thing was a good idea, but they were wrong.
Yeah,
Also,
that's really strange.
In Mega Man, the official complete works, Inafune mentions how they hired another company.
Wily has the ability of William Afton. He always comes back. It's true. He fucked up everything in the X timeline.
They returned to the company that made the first one.
I can't believe Dr. Wily would do this.
Wily hatches a whole new scheme to steal a time machine known as a time skimmer. He plans to use it to change the past. After stealing it from the Time-Space Research Laboratory, Light, Mega Man, and Rush quickly begin their investigation. Thanks to Rush, they find out that, of course, Wily stole it. So Mega Man and his pup head out to stop him. But before he can do that, he has to take down Metal Man, Airman, Crash Man, and Woodman.
I'm Airman,
Meanwhile,
bitch.
Wily finds out that the time skimmer is only capable of going to the future and back, not the past. So he alters his plan a little and goes to the future, 37.426 years in the future to be exact. There he finds a much more peaceful version of his world. So peaceful that Future Wily is actually done being evil. Future Mega Man isn't even Mega Man anymore, because he doesn't need his weapons.
What the hell?
Even after seeing all this
What is he?
peace,
He looks like a time
Wily
cop.
still decides to ruin it by going to his future self and deadass being like, yo, being good is for pussies. Is that really what I amount to? A pussy? You've got to have some crazy levels of hate if you're willing to ruin the future just to mess with your scientific rival. And sadly, Future Wily falls for the bullshit. The guy goes evil, and together with his past self, they steal Future Rock, and they modify him into an evil fighting robot they call Quint. In the present,
That sounds
Mega Man
badass. I can't believe I have
first
never
four
played
Robot
these.
Masters. He then heads to Wily's castle, only to run into Needle Man, Magnet Man, Hard Man,
Evil
and
Future
Top Man.
You is
After taking
gangster
them
shit.
out, he faces Quint. Our boy gives him the work, so Quint flees, leaving behind his weapon, a weird pogo stick called a Sakugarne, or Sakugarn. With Wily's trump card out the way,
I'd say
Mega Man
Sakugarne.
heads to the Wily station and beats the Doctor yet again. Then he takes a little break, until Mega Man 4. This game takes place a year after the events of Mega Man 3, and it's also the game where Eddie makes his debut. This
Eddie!
is another one of Mega Man's support bots. He gives him items at random. Plot-wise,
This is some
it's been a
Dr.
minute
Doom
since
levels of
anyone
hate.
heard
It's
from Wily,
true.
so it's just kind of assumed that he's dead. Then one day, Light receives a message from a young scientific genius named Dr. Cossack. He calls Light trash.
Oh, you're
and
right.
to
This is the
prove
one
it,
with
he
Dr.
sent 8 of
Cossack.
his own robot masters to defeat Mega Man. DWN-25, Brightman, DWN-26, Toadman, DWN-27.
Oh, shit.
Nerox has raided the channel with 4 viewers. Hey Nerox and Raiders, welcome aboard. Let's bring on the chaos and fun with Pixie. Get ready for a wild ride together full of surprises and mischief.
Hello, Nairu. How was the rest of Mega Man The Legends demo? How you doing? I didn't get to see the rest of it because we're over here doing this, but I hope you're doing all right, bro. Infinite Dragon. Can we get a shout out for Nairu, please? Thank you. If you're not already following Nairu, please do so. He normally plays like retro games, but like he's basically playing whatever he wants. If you want some good old retro content, you should check out Nairu. However, he did go through, I think, almost all of the Mega Man games at this point. So you're making the drawing for the Mega Man game? I am. I've decided to call this Wild Man. And I decided to make him like big. He's kind of got like a wolf pelt on, and he's gonna have arms that he can like shoot his arms like a rocket punch, but it's got like it's attached to like a chain, so like he can like swing from like the ceiling and everything. It's gonna be so cool, dude. My Robot Master's gonna be so cool. Did you do something with your mic? You sound extra good today. I have not changed my mic settings, but I am in a new space. I don't actually know if you knew this or not, Nairu, but I moved out to Arizona, so I'm not on the East Coast of America anymore. I'm on the West Coast. So I haven't changed my mic settings, but I'm glad everything sounds good and crispy. Is that in Texas? It's it's close enough to Texas. Super crispy. Good. I'm glad I sound okay. OBS is being weird. We've had a lot of issues since the move, but like it's not anything that I can't fix. I just don't know what the issue is until like it breaks. But yeah, so we're going ahead making the Robot Master for the game, or for the competition, and we have a lore video in the background. So just kick back, get some stacks, vibe, share some opinions. You know what I mean?
DWN-29, Ringman, DWN-30, Dustman, DWN-31,
Nairu, which Mega Man game is your favorite?
and DWN-32, Skullman. Fun fact about Skullman, he became the team's favorite boss in this title. They loved him so much, they recreated a whole stage just for him. So equipped with this new Mega Buster that allows him to charge his shots, Mega Man takes down the Robot Masters one by one.
Mega Man
Beats
03?
Cossack.
I
But
haven't
then
played
Proto
that
Man
one.
marries
I
Cossack's
stopped at
daughter,
02.
Kalinka. She reveals that her
I think I
father
still
is
have it
not
on
the bad
my
guy.
Switch.
Wily kidnapped her and forced him to do this. With that, the evil doctor pops in and reprimands Proto Man for betraying him. Then he's like, "Yo, Mega Bitch, see me in my new castle. You won't." So as you would guess, Mega Man
You
enters
won't.
the Doctor's castle, conquers the gauntlet, and then beats Wily once again. But the Doctor escapes as his base self-destructs. Afterward, Mega Man returns home to his family. Now, in between Mega Man 4 and 5,
They can
we
play
have
Mega Man
Wily
0,
and
but the
Life
story
Rock
seems
Band,
interesting. I
That's
think
Paradise,
like
and Rockman World
those
3.
games like
Now,
supposedly have
100%
sauce.
sure which order
I was
these
not
games
good
go
enough
in,
at the game
but
to
we'll
know what
start
the
with
sauce
Wily and
is. So
Life's
when I
Rock
eventually
Band.
play it for
Not
stream, we'll
much to
get
say
there.
Here, it was just Monopoly, but Mega Man. They also introduced reggae in this game, so that's cool. Then Wily continues his antics in Rockman World 3. The city is hit with sudden weather abnormalities and other issues, which gets everyone in a panic. Knowing this is Wily's fault,
The base self-destructs and Mega Man takes that shit like a G.
First faces the brought back Gemini Man,
Zero's a badass. He's got a so wait. So I'm sure this video will get to it, but so the Mega Man Zero games is just what happens to Zero, right? He gets put in like a stasis, and then he waits until even further in the future, and then he just doesn't remember anything. I think that's what happens. Supposedly after the X series, I think. Yeah. Technically, it's after the events of Mega Man X5 or X6, if you want to be technical with the lore. So, X5 or 6 happens, Zero gets put in the stasis, and then he gets set for even further in the future, doesn't remember anything. I remember liking his design. His design in
takes on Drill Man,
Zero.
Dust Man, Dive Man, and Skull Man. Following this, he's met by the second Mega Man killer.
I can't say much because that's a huge spoiler for 3. I'm not really worried about spoilers for the Mega Man games because those games are old.
He takes his Screw Crusher weapon and uses it to defeat Wily again.
My eyes!
Now, onto Mega Man 5. This title takes place 2 months
Did I not like
after
this
Mega
one?
Man 4.
I can't remember if it was 5 or 6 that I didn't like.
Rockman World 3 took place in a 2-month time span. Also, this is the first game that places us in the year 20XCX. An army of robots, seemingly led by Proto Man, attacks the city and kidnaps Dr. Light. So Dr. Cossack helps Mega Man out by upgrading his Mega Buster.
You know what? I think since this game is probably going to be 3D, I think
with that, Mega Man proceeds to take down and
didn't Mega Man 11 have Torchman? Hold on. Yeah, it had Torchman. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put on my little character. I think I'm gonna put wolf heads on the shoulders as well. That's what I'm gonna do.
New set of Robot Masters: DWN-33, Gravity Man; DWN-34, Wave Man; DWN-35,
you get a 3D model of this shit in Blender.
DWN-36, Gyro Man; DWN-37, Star Man; DWN-38, Charge Man; DWN-39, Napalm Man; and DWN-40, Crystal Man. Afterward, he moves to Proto Man's castle, but once he confronts him, the real Proto Man shows up, revealing that this imposter is actually someone named Dark Man. Wily created him to frame Proto Man, cause he's still salty about him betraying him back in Mega Man 4.
Damn.
Following Dark Man's defeat, Wily pulls up and dares Mega Man to come save Light. But the Doctor still hasn't learned from any of his L's, cause our blue hero waltz right in the castle, stomps on the Wily gauntlet, then beats the guy. Then as his castle collapses, Proto Man saves both his father and little bro, before the place crushes them. Afterward, Mega Man rests up, until his next adventure, in Mega Man Soccer. Maybe.
What?
See, Mega Man The Official Complete Works states this happens a few months after Mega Man 4. However, as we know, Mega Man 5 takes place merely 2
Mega Man
months
Soccer.
after Mega Man 4. I don't know about y'all, but I take a few as more than 2, so it feels right to place the game right here after Mega Man 5. If you have a better idea for where this goes, by all means, let me know in the comments. Anyway, in this title, Wily decides he has a bone to pick with Soccer for some reason.
Yeah, fuck Soccer. Fuck Inazuma 11.
Soccer fields all over the world. So it's up to Mega Man to save Soccer. Not much else to this game, to be honest. Next, Rockman World 4. Sometime later, Mega Man and the fam end up attending the
Naru, you should play Inazuma 11. That game was funny.
Greatest robotic creations. But Wily
don't pay for it though.
And ruins the party with a special electric pulse, which puts the robots in the expo under his control. Mega Man would have been affected, but thanks to his, and I quote, conscience of justice circuitry, he's good.
What?
Yeah, Mega Man was sort of built to do
Justice circuitry.
Kinda sad when you remember that Light's whole thing was to build robots with independent thought. Meanwhile, Mega Man over here has no choice but to be a hero. So like the past Rockman World games, Mega Man faces the 8 recycled Robot Masters, which is a huge continuity error because that means these Robot Masters were in the Expo. Why would Wily's robots be in a Robot Expo? He's evil. Anyway,
that doesn't mean anything. Evil people are still allowed to enter expos.
Mega Man Killer Series, MKN3, Ballad. Our boy beats him, but he escapes. He reappears after the last 4 Robot Masters are defeated, but Mega Man beats him yet again, taking his Ballad Cracker in the process. He then closes in on Wily, who's in a new battleship, and foils his schemes yet again. Like he always does, Wily has a place to blow, but surprisingly, thanks to Ballad, Mega Man escapes unharmed. Now on to Mega Man's next adventure, in Rockman World 5, the last game in the World Series. And unlike its predecessors, this title actually has its own bosses. In this one, the world is at peace once again because Wily has been quiet for a minute. Then one day while on a stroll with Roll, Mega Man is attacked by a new robot, SRN-1, Terra, and his Mega Buster does nothing to him. So Terra mops the floor with him, and following this, the world gets invaded by a new group of robots dubbed the Star Droids. Along with Terra, there
The
is
Star Droid
SRN-2,
sounds
Mercury,
badass.
SRN-3, Venus, SRN-4, Mars, SRN-5,
Mars, Jupiter,
SRN-6, Saturn,
Saturn.
SRN-7, Uranus, SRN-8, Pluto, and SRN-9, Neptune. And look, the Star Droids even got their own
I
model
tend to
activity.
use the
So Light sends Mega
the
Man to travel the galaxy to
Sailor
stop
Moon
this new threat.
pronunciation
But
of
before he does,
Uranus.
He equips him with something stronger than his Mega Buster, the Mega Arm. Now he can just shoot his fist at people. Light also grants him a new support bot, exclusive to this game, Tango. With that, Mega
Tango.
Man travels the galaxy taking down each of the Star Droids. Once Terra is beaten, Wily shows up in his Wily Star looking for smoke. Turns out he's the one who awakened the Star Droids before all this. Why?
What?
To fail at taking over the world.
No
of course. Once Mega Man
way.
enters the base,
Never
he
would have
goes through a
guessed
special
that.
Wily Gauntlet that involves the previous exclusive Rockman World bosses, Anchor, Quint, Punk, and Ballad, and a rematch with the Star Droids. Then Wily comes to the work. But this time, the Doctor has one more trick up his sleeve. Sunstar, the ancient doomsday weapon bent on controlling the universe and destroying all inferior life forms. So,
Damn, bro, that
humans.
includes
Wily
yeah, that
sneaks up on
includes
Mega
you,
Man,
Wily.
but
What the
dude
fuck?
attacks the Doctor instead. So Wily talks his shit, then dips. Now it's up to our blue hero to stop Sunstar, which he does. Afterward, Mega
If
Man
you
is
pressing
like,
Y to summon
"Hey
my
man,
persona,
I
it'd be
know this
like
ain't your
that.
fault, bro. Why
Luckily,
are you
the
tripping?
button doesn't
Why
do
don't you come back
anything.
to the lab and my pops can fix you right up. And Sunstar,
In,
surprised
in
by
Time
Mega Man's
Stranger.
kindness, is like, but why? We are robots who are only meant to fight. Why would you help me? And Mega Man's protagonist ass is like, bro, screw all that. I only fight when the world needs my help. Plus, humans aren't that bad. If we all relax and stop
I don't know,
wilding,
man.
we can live peacefully. Sunstar is taken aback by these words, but unfortunately, he doesn't have the chance to do much more because he's about to blow up. So Mega Man
My
leaves
main
and the
goal-
ancient weapon self-destructs, taking the Wily Star down with him. And once Mega Man returns home, Wily pulls up and tries to kill him, but he fails, and after groveling, he dips, only for Mega Man to chase after him, thus putting an end to the Rockman World Series. However, there's another game made by the guys who developed most of this series, Mega Man: The Wily Wars, or
I remember this
Rockman
one.
Mega World.
You
This
get
is
like
essentially a remake
you
of
get to
Mega Man
choo-
1, 2, and 3,
you get to like choose all of your weapons and then go through all the games again, right?
where Wily goes back in time again to try and screw with the Blue Bomber. So Light sends him to the past too, where he must relive his past adventures. The only new content that really came from this compilation were the special robot masters Wily created as a last resort. WWN-1, Buster Rod G, WWN-2, Mega Water S, and WWN-3, Hyperstorm H. And fun fact, these guys were based on Journey to the West. However,
Cool.
Mega Man takes them down, only for Wily to return with the bullshit in yet another Mega Man spin-off, Super Rockman Adventure. Fun
Super
fact,
Rockman
in this
Adventure.
opinion, this is one of the worst games in the series. This
Wow.
is the point where Mega Man was
Is
being
it that
sold to
bad?
the lowest bidder. And apparently, the one who was originally in charge of this project quit at the last minute, so it was practically thrown at Inafune. Unlike previous Mega Man titles, it alternated between animated cutscenes, choice-making events, and a first-person shooter mode.
What the
I
fuck?
didn't get to play this game, but this shit already sounds like a clusterfuck. As for the
What the
story,
fuck?
Wily ends up discovering a supercomputer named Ra-Moon within mysterious ruins in the Amazon. This device not only revives his robot masters from Mega Man 2 and 3, he also notices that it releases strong electromagnetic waves. So of course, Wily makes this the backbone of his new plan to take over the world. Thanks to him, the waves get stronger and begin to affect technology around the world. It eventually puts Roll in a coma, so Light immunizes Mega Man and his brothers, the Dr. Light numbers from the first game, then together, they put a stop to Wily's plans and save Roll. Now we can get back into the main plot. Next up, we have Mega Man 6. A year before this game's events, the World Robot Alliance was created to counteract Dr. Wily's schemes. Crazy to think that it took the world this long to come up with a team meant to stop Wily. They really left everything up to Mega Man.
Why doesn't Wily
So
use
thanks to
the
this coordination,
EMP
things
grenade?
stay
Is he
chill.
stupid?
Then with
You
the
would think
financial
that they'd
backing of
use
the Mysterious
EMPs
X
more often in
Foundation,
this series.
The first annual robot tournament is announced to decide who the best peacekeeping robot is. But right before the tournament begins, Mr. X, the leader of the X Foundation,
Mr. X?
disrupts the event.
Why is he here?
and states that
He should be in,
managed to
he should be
control all 8
in-
robot participants.
in Resident Evil.
DWN-41,
How did he get here?
Wizard Man, DWN-42, Centaur Man, DWN-43, Flame Man, DWN-44, Nightman, DWN-45, Plant Man, DWN-46, Tomahawk Man, DWN-47.
Yeah, Tomahawk Man is who I'm borrowing some of the design elements
Yamato
from.
Man. Also, fun
For
fact,
my
this game was
Robot
the first
Master.
in the series that took boss design entries from overseas. The theme for this game was "The world is our stage," so they wanted each boss to represent a different place on the globe. Anyway, Mega Man asks why Mr. X is doing this. Why is he choosing to be evil? And the mysterious scientist tells him that he's been like this whole time.
I was born,
Wily
fuck
works for
up.
him. However, now that he has the 8 strongest robots in the world, he doesn't need them. So I'm sure you can guess what happens next. Mega Man
Wily
beats the
reveals
Robot
himself.
Masters, copies their weapons, then conquers the Wily Gauntlet, revealing that Mr. X was Wily this whole time.
Wow.
Who would have guessed? But get this, they finally arrest Wily after this. About goddamn time. However, in the next chapter, we'll find out that it takes more than that to keep the Doctor down. So Wily's in prison. Yay! But merely 6 months after his arrest, he's broken out by 4 of his robots. DWN-49, Freeze Man, DWN-40, Junkman, DWN-51, Burst Man, and DWN-52, Cloud Man. The World Robot Alliance is already screwing up. Mega Man is sent to investigate, which leads to Mega Man 7. On his quest, he runs into
Well, Zach, thank you
his
for the
arch
follow, my
nemesis,
man.
Base, or Forte.
Hope to see you
What do
around
think
more
about
often
this?
as
The
well.
person who did the pixel art for him, Hayato Kaji, talked about how it was mad hard to animate him because his head was so weird to work with. But Base and his dog Treble are after Wily as well, so for now, Mega Man sees him as a teammate. After beating the 4 Robot Masters who brought the scientist out, Mega Man finds out that Wily attacked the Robot Museum and stole a Guts Man. Then a new set of Wily numbers emerge. DWN-53, Spring Man, DWN-54, Slash Man,
Naru, didn't you play Mega Man and
DWN-55,
Base?
Shade Man, and DWN-56.
That game
Turbo
sucks.
Mega Man goes after them, but in the process, he finds an injured Base. Our hero tells him to go to Light, and he'll fix him right up. But when he returns home later, he finds the place in ruins. Base destroyed it and stole the blueprints for Mega Man's Super
I did not
Adapter.
enjoy it. Fuck
This
that
is a
game.
device that allows Rush and Mega Man to combine into Super Mega Man. It's a form that's a combination of the
Super
two
Mega
blood
Man is
transformations
sick.
introduced in Mega Man 6. After finding
Yeah,
that
no,
out,
6 is the one I
Mega Man
like.
gets a
6
call
was
from
super
Wily,
good.
where he reveals that Base and Treble have been working for him this whole time. They tricked Mega Man into thinking they were friends. So Mega Man's like, "Oh, word? It's like that? Heard you." Then he stomps out the Wily Gauntlet,
My
which includes a fight against
eyes.
the Gutsman Wily stole and Super Base, and beats the Doctor once again. But Mega Man's pissed. He points his Mega Buster at the man and says, Nah, Wily, it's clipped. The World Robot Alliance couldn't handle you, so I'ma do what I should have done years ago." And Wily's like,
That's only in the English
hey,
version.
Wait! You're a robot! You can't kill me! It's against your programming! Now, depending on which version of the game you played, whether it be Japanese or English, Mega Man goes about this in 2 different ways. In the Japanese version, Mega Man pauses, contemplating what the doctor said. But in the American version, homie straight up says, "I am more than a robot!" This boy was really about to kill Wily. But either way, Base saves
I like
Wily
how
from any
American
attack.
like
And the game
releases
ends
just
Mega Man
go, "Oh no,
turning
this
home,
isn't edgy
thinking
enough.
about his choice. Following this,
We
Mega
gotta
Man
make it
enters
even
the
edgier. There's
adventures
gotta be
show
more
Battle and
violence.
Chase
Otherwise,
and
Americans
Mega
won't
Man
like
Battle
it."
and Chase. The winner gets 10 million Zenny, which Mega Man plans to use to fix Light's computer. After dealing with Wily and Base, our boy manages to win. But Light fixes his computer by himself, so they use the money to throw Mega Man a big party. After that successful stint of racing, Mega Man joins Proto Man and Base in the first arcade game in the series.
Oh, an
Rockman
arcade
the
game.
Power Battle.
I haven't heard of
Now,
this one.
Here's the thing about this game. The creators themselves has said that they see this title and its sequel as taking place in a parallel universe. So it's not in this
Okay.
continuity. It's set in stone that it's not in this continuity.
Sure.
But then don't you? Why are you talking about it? Well, 2 things happen in this game and its sequel that hint towards the Mega Man X part of this timeline. So I thought it would be a good idea to just add it in for the extra lore.
Sure.
Plus, both these games are in the Complete Works book, so I kind of feel like I have to talk about them. Anyway, in the Power Battle, Wily's annoying ass brings back 18 more Robot Masters from the past to, of course, rule the world. Mega Man and Proto Man set out to stop him. But
So,
Base just
is
shows
it
because he
does
wants
Wily
Wily
only
to
want to
be
rule the
only
world
robot
because
beings.
he just doesn't
So in
like
this
light?
title, each character has their own ending. We can start with Proto Man because he doesn't do much. He just watches as Wily's
I feel like
castle
Mega
burns
Man
down.
killing Wily
And
is
the
like
games
Batman
are
killing the
like,
Joker. Yeah, it
Proto
goes against their
Man was a
morals, but it's probably
robot
better for them
by
if he'd be
light.
fucking dead.
Is he Fred?
I don't think the Joker is as actually
Proto
bad as
It's
like
been
it depends on the
mad
continuity of the Joker. The Joker is just kind of
help
like
your little
fucking
bro out.
around.
Nobody said you gotta chill with Light. In Base's ending, Base saves Wily and is all like, "See, Doctor? Now you know who the strongest is." But Wily blasts back like, "Yeah, Base, you idiot! You still can't beat Mega Man. You're trash. But no matter. The new robot I'm working on will blow you both away. Then Bass gets all mad like, "Ugh, screw you, Doctor. All you make is junk anyway." But Bass, wouldn't that make you junk too? In Mega Man,
that's how he knows.
Light mentions that he knows what robots need to prevent crises like these in the future.
That's how he knows
for themselves. Once again, Light, think about what you're saying here. Is that really what we need right now? But after saying this, he says that he wants to do more AI research. And him saying this might be alluding to his later creation of the first robot with free will, X. And that bit Wily talked about might be alluding to his later creation of Zero. Regardless, the whole scene ends with Mega Man saying he will fight for everyone's future. Now,
I'll fight for everyone's future.
Next up is Mega Man 8. So, one thing this game tried to do was have animated and voice cutscenes.
Oh,
Sounds
yeah.
great, right?
No.
Well,
Dr. Wowie.
You must recover all the energy immediately, Mega Man.
But where is Dr. Wily?
That's a good question.
yeah, the voice acting was pretty
That's
bad.
a good
I'm
question.
surprised nobody told him to at least do it over again
Wait.
or just scrap it.
I wonder what the Japanese version of that
Yeah.
those scenes
Anyway,
sound like.
Somewhere
Actually,
in space, a good
I'm curious. Hold on. What the fuck? What the fuck? This is so different already. This is definitely giving me like Sonic CD vibes. Like, this is giving me Toot Toot Sonic Warrior. Toot Toot Sonic Warrior, Toot Toot Sonic Warrior. You're talking about Mega Man X though, Wheeze. That happens in Mega Man X. Super upbeat triumphant Digimon SD music is true. I haven't seen Digimon though. Hey, that was the thumbnail. I think Johnny went over something talking about it during his review of Mega Man 8 that you did watch. I see. I think it's like the screaming, right? I watched it because Digimon spoke English. First season was good. I haven't. The first Digimon experience I had was actually pretty recently. If you want to check it out, I did play Time Stranger recently, which is what Wheeze is currently playing. But yeah, that's the archive channel if you want to check out any stream we've done recently. AFK farming XP is funny. You don't get to do that in Time Stranger, but I had something just as broken. Never played the Digimon games. Closest I got was a Gigapet and Tamagotchi. The Digimon game that I played was really fun. Forte! Wait, hold on. Base's name in Japanese is Forte? How the fuck did that happen? Known as Forte in Japanese. I did not know that. Why didn't you like Mega Man and Base again? It's not a good game. Mostly because you can't see anything that's going on because of the screen crunch. I played the Game Boy version, and because I think the level design is asinine. Then again, I think you played the bad version. I did play the bad version. Rush Chetto! It's not nearly as bad as you played the SNES. I bet. Maybe I'll come back to it at one point. The Japanese acting is not nearly as bad as the English is.
これがその時の映像じゃ。この隕石からは強烈なエネルギー反応が出ているんじゃ。わしは何か嫌な予感がするんじゃ。
わかりました。急いで行って調べてきます。
Hello, Day. How you doing?
もしできるならその隕石を回収してくれ。
はい。
はい。Bark, bark. Get my butt kicked at work right now. Fight back, Dave! Fight back! Can you get more cutscenes, please? I want more cutscenes.
博士、修理の方はどうですか？
こっちはもう完成じゃ。あと10分ほどでバッテリーのチャージも終わるじゃろう。
博士、
バッテリーのチャージを。
何だと思いますか？
これ、あ、そうか。これが隕石から出ていたエネルギー反応の正体なのか。しかしこんなものは。
Alright, now I gotta figure out how I'm gonna draw his eyes.
どのような仕掛けでこれほど強烈なエネルギーが作れるかは不明じゃが、とにかくこんなものをワイリーが持っているとなると危険じゃ。
It's also snowing. I am in Arizona, so it is hot here actually. But it snowed my last day in America, last day in Maryland.
レーダー室でトレースし直してみよう。ワイリーがまだ持っている可能性があるからな。
I think is the music different in the cutscenes as well? It's 19 degrees where you are. It is 72 right now. I haven't figured out how I want to do the eyes yet, so this is gonna cause me some issues. I hadn't stopped in the last hour. Disgusting. Oh, I didn't realize that the video actually had subtitles on for the thing. Damn. I want to do something like with face paint here, but I don't know how I want to do it. Maybe I'll just come back after. I like the way Wily sounds. Damn, bitch. Follow me and subscribe for more child suffering. Is he okay? God damn. Join the Discord for more child suffering, more screaming. Dude.
悪のエネルギーを絶滅させるために生まれてきたものだ。
Damn! I know we didn't play this that long ago, but that motherfucker is cooked.
これはこの惑星の言葉で言うと悪のエネルギー。今まで調べていて分かったが、エネルギー本体を手に入れたのはかなりの悪の心を持つ人物だな。これは悪の心を吸収して分身を作る。ここまで強力でしかも大量に増えていると。急いで止めないと、この惑星は悪のエネルギーで覆われてしまう。
Aqua Energy.
あのタワーにエネルギーの存在を感じる。しかし、あそこに行くためにはバリアが邪魔だ。私は一足先に地上に残ったエネルギーを探し始末する。君は地上にあるエネルギーの供給の源を破壊してくれ。
わかった。行くぞ、ラッシュ。
Yeah, I mean the Japanese dub is actually. What the fuck? Woodman. It's funny that they call it double energy in Japanese. I agree, yeah. What are you doing? So Mega Man is having a art contest for the new game, for the new bosses. So I'm drawing a boss for the game. And hopefully I win. If I win, I should get a free copy of the game. At the end, add a speech bubble to your drug, telling them not to forget about Mega Man Legends 3. I got you, Naruto. I won't forget.
Mazui. 悪のエネルギーに侵されている。このままではロックマンは死んでしまう。
Damn, they put reverb. See, that's what I'm talking about, chat. A lot of things would be better with voice effects. Like that reverb made that sound fucking majestic.
君の心がまだ悪に奪われていなければ、これで助かるはずだ。ロックマン。
It's bullshit.
君の心の
That reverb to me saying it's bullshit. I got you. It's bullshit, 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 bro. Didn't we make fun of Warp seeing where he places his hand at? I'm not actually watching the video, I'm just listening to it, but we probably did. Give him a little hanky panky.
君は今まであれほどに正義のために働いていたのか。君がいればこの惑星も安心だな。どうしたロックマン。大丈夫だ。しばらくすれば気がつくだろう。私の仕事は終わった。もう君たちと会うこともないだろう。ロックマンのことは頼む。
ロックマン。
一つ忘れていた。すまないが、頼みがある。
Yo, Duo's fucking voice is nice.
しっかりしてロックマン。ロールちゃん。
ロールちゃん。
ロックマン。やっただぞ。生きてる。
そうじゃ。デュオ君が助けてくれたんじゃよ。
Duo君。It's weird hearing the honorifics there. I need you to teach me Clip Studio? What do you need me to teach you?
デュオならもう行っちまったぜ。
ブルース。
ロックマン。
ブルーズ。
あいつから伝言を頼まれている。
デュオから何
How to use it? That's not like what specifically?
デュオ。僕も。ありがとう、デュオ。
I don't know, it's confusing me. Well, when you have a question, just ask. And that's the credits. Probably should let the tab up, but it's fine.
Good robot and an evil robot end their epic skirmish with one final clash. It knocks them out, and they both fall down to Earth. In the middle of a fight with Base, Mega Man is told by Light about what just happened, so he heads to the deserted island where the two robots crash landed. But somehow, Wily got there first, and he managed to find this weird purple orb. Mega Man would give chase, but he stopped by the body of the good robot that crash landed. Feeling bad for the guy, he asked Light to come pick him up for repairs. Then he sets his sights back on Wily. But the Crazy Doctor is ready with the new squad of Wily numbers. DWN-57, Tengu Man, DWN-60, Clown Man, DWN-62, Frost Man, and DWN-63, Grenade Man. Each of them infused with energy from that orb. Mega Man takes them out and collects the energy so Light can.
Do you guys think that Bomb Man is stronger than Grenade Man?
That Wily cannot get his hands on this, lest he destroy the world. Then the damaged robot Mega Man found wakes up, spots the energy, gets pissed, and dips. Mega Man goes out to find him and is forced to fight him in order to calm him down. But luckily, after he ends up getting captured by one of Wily's robots, the space bot saves him, proving that he truly is one of the good guys. His name is Duo, and he tells Mega Man that the energy Wily is using is known as evil energy. Yup, just evil
Devil energy.
We could even get a name, Capcom. Duo states that he has been traveling the universe to destroy this energy, because if he doesn't, it will consume everything. So Mega Man's like, well, can't have that. And the two robots agree to work together to stop Wily. And just in time too, because Wily has
Akuma
four
Energy.
more Robot Masters ready for the smoke.
Grenade is just grenade? Probably, yeah.
Astro Man, DWN
I bet
59,
Bomb Man has
Sword
grenades.
Man, DWN 61, Search Man, and DWN 64, Aquaman. Mega Man goes after them while Duo hunts down the remaining evil energy on the planet. After the last Wily
We should have got a
member is taken
campaign
out,
where we play
he
as
heads to his
Duo.
tower to partake in the usual gauntlet. Base gets involved too, so
Basically, he goes through the same thing, but when you get to the end of the level, you don't fight a boss, you just get the energy.
Consumed by evil energy. Duo arrives just in time and manages to secure him. Then with the help of Proto Man, he's taken home. Once he wakes up, he's given a thank you note by Duo. Then Mega Man rests up until his next adventure. But in a
I wonder if this evil energy is what Wily used to create Zero. I think it is. I think that is what happened, isn't it? And then like the evil energy gets switched into Sigma.
Yes, this is indeed the sequel to Rockman: The Power Battle. Don't know why they put 2 after Rockman, and I don't know why they called it the Power Fighters instead of the Power Battle, but go off, Capcom. In this title, Light discovers a mysterious energy source from space dubbed Alien Energy.
Wow.
Wily revives more robots from the past and steals the energy for himself. So Mega Man, Proto Man, and Duo go after Wily to stop him. And Base joins because he's still pissed that Wily dares to use robots other than him. Similar to its predecessor, each character has their own ending in this game. And to be honest, they're each kind of wild.
I just appreciate that Base is just
in
hating.
Base's ending, we get the usual banter between him and Wily. But the Doctor takes it a step further and reveals that Base was an accident.
The Robo Enzovirus.
Because Wily was trying to use Mega Man as a template for his next creation. But in the process, he accidentally created Basenium, which he says is currently the most powerful energy source in the world. And from Basenium came Base. Oh, and this is probably a good time to mention that Mega Man is actually made out of an alloy called Ceratanium, or ceramic titanium. It's pretty much lighter and more durable titanium.
Base is literally just a hater.
I honestly forgot. Anyway,
who's a bigger hater? Nah, Wily's got to be a bigger hater.
He learned from his mistakes and has created
Wily got to be a bigger hater.
Robot more powerful than Base and Mega Man. And this time, he doesn't just allude to it. He full-on shows Zero in his glass case.
Oh.
Well, Zero Shadow, at least. He then says that this project will take a while to complete, and he's also working on a whole new project along with it. It's believed that this other project is the Maverick virus, which also becomes important in Mega Man X. Now,
okay,
I know
yeah.
this all happens in a parallel universe, but you see
that seems pretty important, yeah.
Video. Anyway, in Duo's ending, he and Light just talk about the alien energy, and Duo nods to Mega Man 8 by saying that helping them this time repaid his debt. In Proto Man's ending, Light confronts him and pleads for him to come in for repairs, but Proto Man is all like, "Don't worry about my problems, Doctor. I know my body better than anyone. Now I gotta go, cuz I've got things to do. Shit like staring off into the distance while my scarf waves in the wind."
Fucking your wife.
And finally, in Mega Man's ending, Wily ends up coming at Mega Man, calling him a hypocrite for claiming he fights for peace when all he does is destroy robots. And this shakes
He
Mega Man to
literally
his
doesn't,
core.
but okay.
Look at his face, bro. He's even like,
She's like,
"Oh God, you're
oh
right.
shit.
I could have negotiated with them at least. I really am."
But Wily has a reason to hate, like cucked him. But he's like, I'm gonna destroy the world because my college partner cucked me. Like, what the fuck? Relax, bro. Why you say fuck me for? It's not my problem that you. It's not my problem that you got your shit stolen.
Next is Mega Man and Base. Really cool fact about this game: Inafune actually hired manga artists to draw the boss characters for this title.
That's
he
cool.
also got Ariga to do the cover art. And kudos to them because I realized that this game is the reason for a lot of my favorite designs within the Mega Man series. All this shit looks clean.
It does look
As for
really
the
cool.
plot, this game takes place a year after Mega Man 8. Wily just finished building a new castle to carry out his schemes, but out of nowhere, a robot named King commandeers it, wishing to rule the planet for himself. He believes that robots are above humans, so they should be in control. And Light was over here trying to give robots independent thought. You see how easily this can backfire? So the robot kicks Wily out of his own crib, then steals the data from both his and Light's robots. Following this, he infiltrates the robot museum to steal more data. Proto Man attempts to stop him, but tell me how he doesn't only get washed, but King cuts him in half.
Damn.
This dude is real. Now the new big boss has enough data to build his own robot army. And this introduces a new series of boss to the series, the King numbers. KGN1, Dynamo Man, KGN2, Cold
I wonder what this new game is gonna like. What the story is gonna be. Because Wily can only get away with so much before they just kill his ass, right?
And KGN6, Magic Man. Tengu Man and Astro Man from Mega Man 8 also joined the army because
Wily's willing to fuck up the space-time continuum just to fuck with Light. Yeah, no, he's definitely a bigger hater than Base.
Wily has proven time and time again that he cannot be trusted. Light helps him anyway because they can't have this new guy ruling the world. So they send Mega Man and Base to save the day. After taking down the robot army, they confront King and beat him thanks to the help of Proto Man. Yeah, don't worry, he's good. He does end up knocking himself out though, because he uses something called the
I wonder if
Big
they'll
Bang
ever
Trap
like
to take out
return
King
like some of these energies. Like there's the evil energy and the alien energy, but then they just disappear forever.
Then Mega Man tries to get him to come to Light's lab, where he can get the repairs he needs. But King says that if anyone tampers with him other than Wily, he'll explode, revealing that Wily is the one who created him. So this whole plan was all Wily.
Imagine if they finally build the bridge between Mega Man and X by introducing a prototype Zero to fight in the new game. That would be so fucking cool.
There's an enemy in front of him. He should be fighting. And poor King is like, I don't understand. Why must we robots fight each other for the sake of humans? Nevertheless, King is remotely repaired by Wily and is forced to battle Mega Man and Bass again. The Robo duo wins, and King begs him to stop Wily. So they beat the Wily Gauntlet and take out the Doctor. Afterward, Mega Man is left feeling down that yet another robot had to be destroyed by his hands. But he later receives a letter from King stating that everything is alright. Bass, on the other hand, is mad because Wily plotted against him again. But Wily says he just wants to see if King was stronger than him. Proto Man later finds plans for King
whatever,
2
bro.
and destroys it.
Lying
Gives
ass.
Bass a whole speech about how he'll never beat Mega Man, because he has nothing to fight for. But Bass disregards the whole thing by saying, "Screw you, prick. All I want is Mega Man's life. That's what I'm fighting for." But to Bass's surprise, he ends up teaming up with Mega Man again in the next title.
You know, manhandles OG Mega Man, making Light have no choice but to defeat X just in case. I recall hearing about this, but
However,
you mean,
not only is it mentioned in the R20 Rockman and Rockman
he was
X
that dude.
Complete Work
Zero was that
but
dude.
it's also referenced in Mega Man ZX Advent, a game that is way further down the line in like the Mega Man Zero part of this timeline. With those two connections, it wouldn't feel right not to add it. So, here it is. Also, though this game may seem like a sequel to Mega Man and Bass, it actually continues from the plot of Rockman World 2. And one last thing I want to know. The game says that these events take place in 2000X, but that is most likely an error, because Bass is in this game, and he wasn't made until 20XCX. Just wanted to clear that up in case people who played this game were confused. Anyway, plot. A new robot calling himself Rockman Shadow attacks Symphony City with a whole
Rockman Shadow looks good. Looks like he just infused Quickman onto himself.
Conro Man, Aircon Man, Komuso Man, the Clockman, and Compass Man. Light
Compass
tells Mega Man
Man?
to look into this, while Wily tells Bass to do the same. They yet again put their differences aside to stop this new threat. Once they get to and beat Rockman Shadow, he reveals that he was a failed prototype of Quint. Yeah, remember in Rockman World 2, when Wily went to the future to alter that version of Rockman?
Future!
This is the prototype. After being thrown away, the prototype rebuilt himself and became a problem in his time.
He healed himself
So
as he
returned to the past
hid
to
himself
find
as he
someone
repaired
strong enough to
himself.
stop him. And now that he did, he can die happy. Following this, things stay peaceful for a good amount of time. But that peace is cut short when robots start going crazy again. This takes us into Mega Man 9. Everyone blames the robot
I
boss
played
on
this
Dr.
one, yeah.
Wily,
This is the last
but in response,
classic
Wily
Mega Man
sends a
game I
mass
played.
television broadcast revealing that the robots going haywire were made by Light. He even releases his bank info so the public can send him money to build an army strong enough to stop the rampaging robots. As
I don't
an
think I caught that, but that's
extra
funny.
convict, Wily is wild for this one. Mega Man is sent to look into this, but while on his adventure, Light is freaking arrested. They wasted no time taking him in. So like always, Mega Man must defeat 8 new robots.
That just proves that this world's full of shit because Wily's been around for like decades now, and like Wily does one thing wrong, supposedly they catch his ass immediately. Smash Woman.
DLN-68, Plugman, DLN-69, Jewel Man, DLN-70, Hornet Man, DLN-71, Magma Man, and DLN-72, Galaxy Man. On his quest, he finds out these robots were in the process of.
Oh, he did mention that was the first girl robot master for the games.
So Wily uses this as his chance to reprogram them to work for him. To save his robot brethren, Mega Man conquers the Wily Gauntlet in his castle, then beats the evil Doctor once again. But the guy tricks our boy into thinking that Light's in the next room. This traps him. Luckily, his big bro Proto Man does what he does best, and rescues him before the place self-destructs. Later, Light is freed, and he finds uses for the robots who were about to retire. Sometime after this,
This is the run of all the Mega Man games hit list, and if you get hit once you start from the first game, bro,
no cures.
no.
Eventually, the infected robots start causing chaos. Wily, who's in the process of building a cure, gets attacked by some.
I do not have the patience for that shit.
Parts he needs, so the Doctor goes to Light asking for help again, and the gullible man agrees. Even though Wily framed him in the last game, Light sends Mega Man to retrieve the stolen parts.
Stop!
Because this job is too big for just one super fighting robot. And this takes us into Mega Man 10. This time, the robot masters they're forced to face are DWN-73, Blade Man, DWN-74,
Blade Man looks cool.
Pump Man, DWN-75, Commando Man, DWN-76,
Commando Man?
Shill Man, DWN 77,
Chill, man.
DWN 78, Strike
Oh, he's got
Man,
electricity.
DWN 79, Nitro Man, and DWN 80, Solar Man. In
Solar
the process,
Man.
Wily manages to create a prototype cure for Roll, but after beating the last Robot Master, Mega Man gets infected with Roboenza. Then Wily reveals that the virus was created by him, cause who else would do some wild shit like this? So Roll gives her brother the prototype cure, and he heads out to give the doctor the business. He takes on the Wily Gauntlet, then beats the man who ironically got sick himself. So Mega Man takes him to the hospital to heal, but the doctor ends up escaping a couple of days later. And before we continue, I just
who
want to
saw that
mention
coming?
this game had extra stages you could download that featured the Mega Man killers, Anchor, Punk, and Ballad. But now,
That's cool.
on to the
I wonder if I
last
can get
game in
the.
classic Mega Man timeline, Mega Man 11. Sometime after the events of Mega
I
Man
played
10,
this one in college.
Wily
I think
randomly remembers the Double
Official
Gear
Throat
system.
watched me play it.
As a reminder, this is the project that he was working on when he was younger, the one that led to him hating light with all of his soul. He then steals DWN 81, Blockman, DWN 82, Fuseman, DWN 83.
Mega Man 11 was dope. I didn't get the thing before the system before the system change thing, but it's kind of cool. It's really cool. Torchman is cool. I like that stage a lot.
Bounce Man.
Fuck Bounce Man.
And enhances them using his system. To help Mega Man stop them, Light installs a prototype of the Double Gear system. Then our boy proceeds to defeat this title's Robot Masters, and along the way, he finds out more about Light's and Wily's past. Once he beats Wily for the final time, or at least final time that we know of, Wily once again hits Mega Man with the truth, saying he only won because he was using a system that he created. But
Just
Light
true.
comes in to back his son up. In an effort to get Wily to atone for his crimes, he tells the doctor that this is all proof that their technology can do more together. But Wily is too lost in his hate. He refuses to work with Light.
Yeah,
and
bro, that's
leaves.
like that's
With
way
that,
too little,
our
too late.
heroes return home, putting a close to this chapter in the Mega Man timeline. Friends, thank you so much for watching. Really appreciate it. I'm sorry this video took so long. So many things have been happening in my life, but good things. Good things. You know, my plate is full, and I've been told I can't complain about my plate being.
I don't know you like that, alright? Is that X in the corner? Let's listen to
The
X.
early 90s was a dope time for Mega Man. With the last 4 mainline games changed, this new narrative every century, Floyd desperately searching for peace in a world of violence. This is the story of Mega Man X.
I hated X2. It kept pissing me off.
Mega Man
I don't
X,
remember
or
X2.
Rockman X, as he's known in Japan, was created by the same team that worked on the classic Mega Man series. According to Mega Man and Mega Man X,
And when I
this
see it,
complete
when I see the
works.
Robot Masters in there, I'll remember.
Again, coming up with ideas once they enter the Super Nintendo era of consoles. Inafune being one of the big.
I remember,
players in the original Mega Man team.
I can't remember if it's 4 or 5. Which one had the jet ski?
They wanted to make something new and different, but we're aware they couldn't just change.
Was
the
it
Mega
was
Man
it 4 or 5 that had the
This
jet
made
ski?
for an arduous
I think it was
brainstorming
4.
process, and it didn't help that Inafune and his protege, Hayato Kaji, switched roles. In previous Mega Man titles, Inafune focused on the main characters while Kaji worked on supporting characters. This time, Kaji ended up designing the protagonist, Mega Man X. In the complete works, he commented on how difficult it was, partially because they had way more color to work with compared to the past, which is understandable. Classic Mega Man was almost all blue just to save data. Now with the introduction of the Super Nintendo's better hardware, these guys had options. And looking at the design now, I think Kaji killed it. I can't imagine being a kid from 1993 watching the debut of a character like this, knowing it came from a series that looked like this. On the flip side, Inafune designed the supporting character, Zero. He wouldn't start as playable, but Inafune really wanted him to be. He envisioned him as the new hardcore Mega Man, hence the long hair, abundant use of red, and his more aggressive attitude compared
He's
to X.
edgy!
He believed that taking too much inspiration from classic Mega Man would give a nice guy impression, and that's not what they were trying to go for. But funny enough, Inafune did not mention all that when he submitted the designs for X and Zero to his boss. He presented X as the new Mega Man, and to avoid any critical analysis, he simply introduced Zero as the sub-character.
There's also a much better character than X in general. Do you mean like as like a written character?
The theme as Mega Man X was fleshed out. The setting, which we'll get into once we cover the lore, was made to be a lot darker and more tense.
This is kind of a whiny bitch. Why when will robots stop fighting other robots? When will this war end?
Had a side about him that you couldn't really hate. And I get that. In the last video, I mentioned how Wily kind of felt like a cartoon villain, and that added some charm to him, sure, But because of it, I was never really worried about his schemes. I knew the majority of his plans would fail and lead to him groveling for his life. Sigma, on the other hand, was created to be an absolute evil, and has a little more complexity to his backstory. Just by looking at their design side by side, you can see the difference in aura. Gameplay-wise, a ton of new features were added to take advantage of the Super Nintendo's power. Since RPGs
Mega Man 7, you can't even play as X until 3/4 of the game because he's a little bitch.
Mounts were introduced to add a
X7. I was like, what? You can't play it as X and 7.
The graphics fucking digivolved, giving us a game that still looks good today. Also, quick tangent. There was this album that came out for X1 that featured a bunch of different background music for the stages. And in it, they left a developer diary giving readers an idea of how they felt while creating the game. It's mad funny, so I highly recommend you read it yourself. Once again, shout out to Shmupulations for the translation. But here is one entry that caught my eye, and I want to share it with y'all. I have no ideas. I can't think of a single thing. Nothing. The programmers are getting angry, the designers are getting restless. I'm in hell. This is surely hell. How
damn,
did I
bro,
get into
chill.
this mess? My anger is rising. God damn it all. I've got to take it out on something. Ouch! Well, I guess I should head home now. Wait a second. The wall. Kicking the wall. Yes! This could be just the new action I've been looking for Rockman X. When you get pissed, you can just kick the wall over and over. This is a revolutionary new system. I'm a genius! And believe it or not, that little entry right there may be the origins of wall dashing. It hasn't been confirmed.
I was gonna say, is Mega Man X the origin of wall jumps?
Mega Man X was released in 1993 and received stellar reviews. It was praised as a successful milestone.
All right, hold on, chat. I've been sitting and drawing for a while. I'm starting to get stiff. Everyone get up, take a break, stretch, hit the like button. The NES already had wall jumps. I see. You guys can't see it right now, but I've actually stood up and started stretching out. The game I remember the most was the one Batman game from the NES. Oh, no, I don't remember the name of any of the Batman games, but there were a few NES Batman games, weren't there? Batman Arkham Asylum for the NES. I was actually thinking about playing Arkham City again. I think I mentioned that before, but I really like the Batman Beyond suit. You only played one though? I think one of them is like really bad. I think it's Batman and Robin. Arkham City is awesome. Yeah, I played the shit out of that game. I haven't played the newer one, Arkham Knights, I think it is. I haven't played that one. I didn't have the money when it came out, and then I just forgot it existed. Asylum is comfier though. Fair enough. I've been looking for a really good detective game, and I can't seem to find anything that's like the aesthetic that I'm looking for. Not the aesthetic, but like it doesn't have the gameplay elements that I'm looking for. Like everything is like, oh, it's a supernatural detective game. I don't want supernatural. I just want detective shit. I want to solve murder. You know, like Ace Attorney, but I don't want to play an Ace Attorney game because that's a lot of fucking reading. I never played any of the Arkham games, but I did get the first 3 for sale for dirt cheap. I've watched my dad play some of the games though. Yeah, they're fun. I like them. I like them quite a bit. We also get to have the very difficult conversation now that I've gotten up and stretched of how the fuck am I gonna color this dude?
NES to the Super Nintendo. And though it didn't span into a series with as many games as its predecessor, it presents a story that is way more fun.
I'm thinking like
this brings us to the fun part of the video. The lore.
Blue with like red
We're gonna have
highlights.
to give a disclaimer here. This story truly is a lot more streamlined than the classic one. There's actual continuity, more character depth, and the stakes feel real as fuck. So without much further ado, let's get into the surprisingly dark tale of Mega Man X. So, contrary to what I thought back when I was a kid, X actually isn't an older Mega Man. In fact, he's more like a much younger brother. See, Dr. Thomas Light, the creator of Mega Man,
the younger brother that looks older,
insane goal of designing robots capable of independent thought. He got close with the likes of the Blue Bomber, Roll, Proto Man, and other robots, but their AI was never sophisticated enough to make them truly self-aware. Light couldn't settle with that. He was either going to create robo-humans or die trying. Eventually, sometime in 20XCX, after the events of the classic Mega Man timeline,
you should pick up colors that would make that would look good on Mega Man.
Mega Man X.
That's a good point too.
Robot able to feel, think, and make his own decisions. However, Light
he's gonna have his color palette.
How a robot like him will affect the outside world. Is the populace ready for a
I'm thinking either dark blue and red or purple and red.
The rule of robotics and harms a human. He estimates that it will take 30 years to confirm X's reliability, but Light knows he won't live that long. So he seals his creation in a capsule meant to test his internal systems until he's ready for the world. He dies soon after, and goes down in history as
the
father
neon
of
green and hot
robotics.
pink. Gross.
Elsewhere,
Disgusting.
Light scientific
Watermelon.
rival, Dr. Albert Wiley, is adding the final touches to his 2 final projects. The first is Zero, a robot described to be stronger than Mega Man and Bass, at least according to Mega Man 2 The Power Fighters. The second is the Maverick virus. Unfortunately for the Doctor, it becomes apparent that Zero suffers from a
also,
flaw in his
Wildman
cognitive
sounds like
function,
a forest
which makes him
caveman
violent
vines
as can be.
Tarzan.
On top
Yeah.
of that, Death ain't too far away from this guy either. So he's forced to seal both Zero and
But I
his
don't want him to
unfinished
be
Maverick
green,
virus before his
because
passing.
green is gross.
However, we'll soon find out that true genius never dies. Fast forward to the next century, and we're now in 21XCX. Enter Dr. Kane, a scientist searching for fossil records to verify his findings on Mesozoic plant life. But after more than a month of excavating, he comes up empty. So he moves his dig site.
He's pretty
But then
fucking
on
green right
April
now.
10th,
The reason why my
21XCX,
background is green
he
is
finds
for one, so I
something
can have a
way
color so I can see what I'm missing
The
if I'm
buried
coloring
remains
something
in
white.
Light's lab.
And
Before
2,
long,
I
he comes
almost
across a
never
scientist's
use
notes.
green.
He immediately peeps that Light was cooking up something huge.
So if something is green on the
Something that would
page,
change
I know
the
I
world's
fucked something
perception
up.
of robotics. So with intrigue fueling him, he drops his fossil search to study these notes. This leads him to the capsule Light left here long ago. Once he verifies that all the diags have been run, he opens it and meets X for the first time. And then X kills him because he deems him as inefficient. Then he enslaves the human race and takes over the world. I'm kidding. But imagine though, that would have been the illest setup for Zero to become the protagonist, if I'm being honest. But for real, X meets Kane, and from
I don't remember any man
Kane
having a
realizes
nose.
this
I was
is
literally,
not
when I
your
was
average
making this
robot.
network, I was literally
His
looking at
diary
Tomahawk
explains
Man,
that
and
X feels
Tomahawk Man
more
has a
like man,
nose.
which goes to show how much of a genius Light was. Even a whole century into the future, his work is still ahead of its time. The two spend months together. Then using Light's notes and X as a base, he designs a new generation of robots they call Reploids, or
Reploids,
as they're known in Japan. They begin coexisting with the humans, and to Kane's
Use some
surprise,
yellow on them.
they
I choose
acclimate
yellow for no
well to
reason
society.
other than it's my favorite
The
color.
Reploids are chill
No,
and
I'm really,
helpful,
I
and humans
think I
love
want to
them.
give him like
But of
stripes,
course, this piece is
like
not for long,
zigzaggy stripes,
because, you know,
like
plots
tribal
gotta fly.
marks.
Remember Zero?
So I
Well,
think
the
I want
Maverick virus
to.
that was sealed with him has
Purple
been
and
leaking
yellow
out of his
would go
capsule.
together, but I
It
really
infects
want
a
to use
couple of
red
Reploids
because
and
red
causes
is
them
what
to
I
act out.
use.
Along with that, when Kane was developing these guys, his impatient ass was nowhere near as cautious as Light. So some of them were born with defects, and they begin acting out too. Society starts calling these deviants Mavericks, or irregulars in Japan.
Zorak
So to keep
Man?
the people safe,
Maybe.
a police force of Reploids is formed to hunt down the Mavericks. They call them the Maverick Hunters. They're separated into different units depending on their specialty, with the 17th Elite Unit comprised of some of the strongest hunters in the force. Kane designates his greatest creation, Sigma, to lead this unit, along with the hunters as a whole.
Sigma's about to get
Now,
cooked.
While all this is happening, X is sort of having an early life crisis. He questions his place in the world and continues to wonder what Light's big plan for him is. Kane lets him rock though. confident that he'll figure things out on his own. Plus, he has bigger problems to worry about. Zero has finally woken up from his slumber, and he still suffers from wanting nothing but the smoke. The hunters classify him as Maverick.
He suffers from wanting nothing but the smoke. Yes, a common affliction.
Bodied. So Sigma personally goes after him. And you'd think that because he's based on X's top-tier design, the commander would mop the floor with this guy. But don't sleep on the certified hater that is Wily. Though he wasn't as successful as Light, he was still respected as a genius. On top of that, let's not forget that this is his magnum opus. So Sigma gets his shit rocked, loses his whole arm in the process. Zero even laughs at the dude while trying to rip his head off. But for some reason, a W appears in his head, causing him immense pain. Sigma uses the chance to get one good lick in, shattering the crystal on the Red Maverick's forehead. With them down, the Hunter Commander returns his unconscious body to Kane for repairs. But unbeknownst to him, this skirmish caused him and Zero to catch the Maverick virus. Eventually, Zero wakes up from his repairs, with no memory of what happened. He's also a lot more docile. It looks like the Maverick virus altered his personality and fixed his lust for the hands. According to this official character relationship chart that was drafted between Mega Man 5 and X1's development,
make the eyes on the wolf spell red. I probably would do that.
Zero was already the baddest robot of all time, so it turned him good instead. He decides to join the Maverick Hunters.
Wouldn't he just be immune to it? We'll let it slide because cartoon logic, but like, wouldn't that just make him? Wouldn't just do nothing?
To catch a body if he has to. X eventually joins the Hunters as well, equipped with the upgraded Mega Buster developed by Light, the X-Buster. But unlike Zero, his disdain for violence makes him more hesitant on the battlefield. This keeps him at the B-class level, even though he's capable of so much more. With these new recruits, the Hunters continue their battle against Maverick Reploids and Mechaniloids, the latter being robots with subhuman intelligence. Think of them as less advanced Reploids with specific tasks they are dedicated to. They're usually pretty large too. As the Maverick attacks continue, the Maverick
That's the robot Grim Reaper? Nah, that's Sigma.
Mutates within him, earning it the new name, the Sigma virus. Then eventually, Dr. Kane's worst fear comes true. The Hunter Commander goes Maverick. He concludes that humans are holding them back from evolution. Then after recruiting a bunch of his old comrades from the Hunters, he leads an anti-human rebellion against society.
Is that the Grim Reaper?
The infamous Maverick Wars, and bringing us to the first game in this timeline, Mega Man X1. So already, this story is leagues above classic Mega Man. The tension, the stakes. Inafune wanted this to be
the drama,
and they fucking did that shit. I like how X and Zero are sort of the last physical remnants of Light and Wily, but unlike their creators, they work as a team. I also love how Mega Man went from being a character who was so sure of doing what was right, to now being someone confused about his place in life. It makes him way more interesting than his 20xCX counterpart, with his conscience of justice.
Yeah, but like that's all X has going on for him.
Anyway, with Sigma gone, Zero is forced to take command of the remaining Hunters, which is pretty much just X.
Am I doing the right thing?
To confront the Maverick army. X arrives on the highway and clears out a bunch of enemies as this fucking banger plays in the
So we don't have a confirmation on it, but like, what the fuck happened to Mega Man?
But he's stopped by a Maverick named Vile. This guy also used to be part of the Hunters, and like Zero, he was Special A class. However, he also had a malfunction in his brain that made him disobedient. He ended up going Maverick, and during the rebellion, he joined Sigma's side almost purely because he really does not fuck with X. Like, he despises the guy.
Well, his name is Vile. What'd you expect?
He takes sweet pleasure in beating the shit out of him with his ride armor. But luckily, Big Bro Zero saves him, and for whatever reason, he's missing his green ball titty thingies. Afterward, he tells X that he may be garbage now, but it's okay. He has a potential to become
You may
stronger.
be trash now, but you can get stronger.
So while he goes to gather intel on Sigma's fortress, he instructs X to face the Maverick Commander's 8 lieutenants.
Mega Man retired and is living a nice life at a farm somewhere in South Dakota.
I decided to step it up a notch.
Introducing Chill Penguin, Flame Mammoth, Storm.
I will say that the X names are so fucking cool.
Kawanger, Spark Mandrill, Launch Octopus, and Sting Chameleon.
So the game doesn't really go into the origins of a lot of these characters, but this book right here, hope you can see it, the Maverick Hunter's Field Guide, does. In fact, it gives more details on a lot of the characters in the series, so I'm going to be using it abundantly in this video, just letting you know. It reveals that most of the recruited members didn't actually go Maverick because of the virus. Chill Penguin joined because he was bored of his duty guarding the South Pole Station.
Bro was just bored.
Because this gave him the perfect excuse to go on a violent rampage.
Damn.
Chill, bro. The analytical Boomerang Kwanger decided that going Maverick was the most logical and interesting choice. Spark Mandrill joined because he didn't know any better. Launch Octopus always hated the humans he was tasked with protecting.
Damn.
So joining Sigma side gave him the chance to show off his underwater combat skills.
I might really wanted to give these motherfuckers
so he joined the army eager to prove his strength.
Wanted to give these motherfuckers
the only former hunters
free will.
Giddy over the thought of wreaking havoc were Armored Armadillo and Storm Eagle. Armored Armadillo.
So most of those motherfuckers decided to go, yeah, I'll be a terrorist. Fuck it, why not?
Tried to stop Sigma, but failed.
Might be fun.
So he joined against his will. This adds a whole new layer to the Maverick thing because now we know that there are some Reploids who seem to genuinely want this. Either that or Kane's lack of preparation really fucked them up. But X follows orders and takes down Sigma's lieutenants, and like classic Mega Man, he's able to copy their abilities. On his journey,
Watch to smack that guy.
Different capsules left by Dr. Light meant to grant him armor upgrades and power-ups. This is a recurring feature in the series. In the boot upgrade capsule, the Doctor left a message for X stating that he built him with free will so he could choose his own path. He hoped that the world would allow him to choose a peaceful one, but the plot said no. So he hid these capsules in preparation to help turn X into the champion the world would need. This is depressing when you think about it. Like, Light built classic Mega Man with that conscience of justice circuitry. So whether he wanted him to or not, Mega Man was gonna act once shit popped off. Now we have X, a creation who actually has a choice, but he's gotta fight anyway. So after X defeats the lieutenants, collects the boots, buster, helmet, and armor upgrades, and learns the freaking Hadoken, Zero hits him up and tells him he found Sigma's hideout. They rendezvous there to infiltrate the place. It's wild when you think about the fact that these guys have been fighting a whole army by themselves. Now they're about to infiltrate Sigma's base with no backup. Low-key reminds me of Solid Snake and Raiden from Metal Gear Solid. Raiden? One of the two.
They pronounce it Raiden, but it's technically...
Y'all know who I mean. So they proceed with the raid. But Vile shows up to thwart their plan.
That sounded like right. It is Raiden.
At first, Zero tells X that he's got it. But not soon after, the
No, I deleted his message on accident because you guys keep talking. So I missed.
Getting trapped himself. For a moment, it looks like Vile might actually win. But Zero won't have it. He's like, fuck it. Breaks out of his trap and self-destructs to destroy the Maverick's mount. X is now free. But at what cost? Senpai is dead and the bad guys are still kicking. But our boy won't let his death be for nothing. With newfound resolve, he challenges Vile once again. And this time, the Maverick takes the L. X goes to talk to what's left of Zero afterward, and the Red Hunter leaves the mission up to him, saying that he is stronger than he thought. With that, the lone B-class Hunter continues the raid. He takes on the Sigma Gauntlet, which includes rematches against the Maverick bosses, and a battle against Sigma's dog, Velgarder. Then, he's challenged by his former commander, and after a tough battle, the Maverick leader falls. Afterward, X watches as Sigma's base collapses. He wonders why violence had to be used to save the day. Couldn't they find a way to end this peacefully?
No.
Regardless, he knows.
Did you not understand that nigga Sigma is crazy? No. Maybe the other dudes, but not Sigma. Sigma just wants smoke.
But hear me out. Back in 2005, Mega Man X1 ended up getting a remake on the PSP called Mega Man Maverick Hunter X. This was supposed to be the start of a reboot that would reimagine the first 6 games in the series, but due to poor sales, the project got scrapped. However, I'm not gonna hold you. When it comes to the upgraded story, they kinda cooked. I was originally going to quickly review the few differences between X1 and Maverick Hunter X, but I'm sorry, that's not good enough. There's too much to say, so I'm giving it its own mini section. However, if you rather continue with the main timeline, you can skip to this timestamp.
Nah, we want all the lore.
Unless you're watching the premiere, in that case, strap in. So Maverick Hunter X has this OVA named The Day of Sigma. That gives us a
I'm gonna look at Mega Man 11's design. Let's see what I want to do. He's already this kind of blue,
all the way back to
like the dark parts of him, so I think I'm gonna go for purple.
In this timeline, the epicenter of the Maverick issue is Abel City. This is most likely a reference to the biblical story of Abel and Cain. In the book of Genesis, Abel and his older brother Cain both made offerings to God, but only Abel's offering was accepted. This led to Cain killing his brother out of jealousy. In this case, since Dr. Cain is the creator of the Reploids, he's kinda indirectly the reason why Abel City will fall. Anyway, X and Zero are pretty close. But many of the other hunters don't really fuck with X like that because he's too hesitant on the battlefield.
Yeah.
However, Sigma finds this human side of him interesting. At this point, he's already slowly.
Where the fuck did the Bible come from?
And he believes
Cain is in charge of Abel City. Come on, bro.
that the power of X's emotions can aid in their evolution. He visits Vile in prison and tries to recruit him, but Vile hates X even more in this timeline. So when he hears that the Hunter is at the center of the commander's plan, Vile decides that he's not gonna side with anyone. He's just gonna wreck shit and beat up X. That's it. No ambitious goal, nothing. For Vile, it's simply fuck X and anything he's involved with. Eventually, Zero and X track down the culprit behind
if I want the world, I'ma reach out, touch it, and get it free. It's free. I love this 5-figure discount.
So easily that it makes me question if they
Keep
even
my budget. I'm like,
and X doesn't really do any better. With both of them down,
damn.
Sigma launches missiles.
X kind of is a bitch, isn't he?
Fucking city, devastating the place and almost killing Dr. Kane. This is gonna sound crazy. Not saying that there is anything right about this, but this is how you start an anti-human rebellion. Like, I don't know. This really made me think about how Sigma started the Maverick Wars in the original timeline. That shit was weak, bro. You recruit a bunch of hunters and attack the city? Okay. This Sigma had the balls to commit to the cause and do the unthinkable. Imagine if this is how they started the original X1 back in 1993. First time players would have lost their fucking minds. But after Sigma's act of genocide, X receives the #1 enemy of any villain when they're on their high horse, a flashback. He recounts the moment that Light sealed him in his capsule. Here the scientist tells him that his name, X, is a variable meant to represent his limitless potential, but he's too dangerous for the world right now and blah blah blah. Y'all know the rest. This vision pushes him to tap into his hidden power and hit his former commander with the Shining Finger, leaving Sigma's face scarred.
I haven't seen Gundam, so I don't get the reference.
Sigma then leaves to stand on a rooftop and bask in the destruction he created, thus starting the actual game. For the most part, things go similarly to X1. X now has a navigator giving him information from Hunter HQ. During the first Vile boss fight, the Maverick once again makes it clear how much he does not mess with him.
Rebellion? I don't know what you're talking about. I'm just here to cause trouble for you. I hate you.
Which reminds me, the characters are fully voiced in this game, and they actually sound pretty good. Lucas Gilbertson does
I'm just here to just cause trouble for you. Fuck you, bitch ass nigga.
In my opinion, is a definitive Vile voice. Anyway, X loses to Vile, fights Sigma's lieutenant, gets stronger, and then Zero self-destructs. But listen to how annoyed he is at having to save X again.
Zero, hang in there, buddy.
X, I'm always telling you to be more careful. But now look at me.
Homie is sick of his shit. Afterward, he confronts Velgarder and then Sigma. And I gotta give it to Mark Gartha, the voice of X. He really killed it here. The emotion in X's voice is perfect.
I'll finish this right here, right now. I will defeat you, Sigma.
Damn, he kind of cooking.
X defeats the Maverick commander. Then the game ends with him driving on a cycle, while Light talks about his reasoning for creating him in the background. And from what he says, it looks like Light's plan for X was similar to Sigma. The Doctor also wanted X's conscience to aid in the evolution of Reploids, but more in a positive way and less in a destroy all humans way. Outside of the main story, the game also has a non-canon Vile mode, for those who need a little more hate in their lives. In it, you play through the story as Vile instead of X, and honestly, I'm a little surprised by how in-depth it is. I thought it was just gonna be a reskin of X's story, but nah, homie has his own cutscenes and dialogue with the bosses. As for his main goal, Day of Sigma already hinted at it, but actually, you know what? I'll just let Vile tell you himself.
You've been drawn into Sigma's rebellion as well? Rebellion? I couldn't care less. I just hate you, that's all.
I mean, yeah, he wants to prove to Sigma that he's a robot that can change the world, but it's mostly fuck X. So he proceeds to fight the Hunter as well as all the Maverick bosses. And what's hilarious is that
we need more characters, like fictional characters that just hate for the sake of hating.
In response, Vile says some violent shit like, "I'll take down anyone who gets in my way." Bro, I know you hate X, but calm down, damn. This whole rampage leads him getting jumped by the Hunter duo. He wins at first, but gets too busy talking all that hot shit.
Like imagine Pokemon having an enemy like Gary or Silver. Like a modern Pokemon game having a rival like that.
Dude, what was the goal here? What was the plan? And he's like,
man, fuck you and fuck friendship and fuck Pokemon. So
Sigma calls for his broken body to be picked up. But tell me how this all ends with him saying he doesn't care about the world. By defeating X, He validated his existence. Bro, I wish the Maverick Hunters field guide went more into who created these Reploids and when, because I gotta know what went into Val's creation. I know he had a cognitive issue or whatever, but this amount of hate is obscene. But that's about it for Maverick Hunter X. So the big question is it canon or not? Well, I originally wrote this part with the
you can be hate your head canon though.
Meant to start a reboot that never happened. But of all things, the Maverick Hunters field guide fucked me up. It adds lore from Maverick Hunter X, even though the field image they show for these characters are their Mega Man X1 sprites. So honestly, it depends on how you want to go about it. I see the game overall as not canon, but the origins depicted in Day of Sigma can be mixed in with the original origin story without too much contrast. They both lead to the beginning of the Maverick Wars anyway, and that's what matters. However, we have spent way too much time here. Folks, I'm gonna need you to rewind and forget everything you learned about Maverick Hunter X. For the people who skipped, welcome back. I hope you got some snacks, because it's time to get into Mega Man X2. It's been a few months since the events of X1. Maverick activity has died down. As the only competent Reploid left in the Force, X leads the new generation of Maverick Hunters, who are at a mere fraction of their past strength. They eventually hear word of Sigma followers planning a huge comeback. Kane traces them back to an underground factory, so X and his unit raid the place. And to show just how useless our boys' team is, look at how this hunter got bodied in the opening sequence of the intro stage of X2. They didn't even get to the real fight yet. Homie's less competent than a minion from League of Legends. So it's up to X to raid the factory alone. But once he's done, a whole new Maverick uprising occurs, with 8 Special A-class Mavericks leading the charge.
Wire Sponge, Flame Stag, Bubble Crab, Wheel Gator, Overdrive Ostrich, Crystal Snail, Morph Moth, and Magna Centipede.
Some of those go hard.
Wire Sponge was actually built for the Maverick army, which is a huge problem. These guys are just replenishing their ranks at this point. Meanwhile, the Hunters just have X. Luckily, Wire Sponge is a defect that makes him childish. Flamestag was once a member of the 17th Elite Unit, but defected with Koanger during the first Maverick uprising. However, he didn't actually do anything because he was too busy trying to cause the most catastrophic volcano eruption that would block the sun with ash and lead to another ice age.
What the fuck?
This dude is fucking crazy. Bubble Crab was also a hunter, but defected for the money. Wheel Gator was honestly
the money? What the fuck is he gonna do with money?
Let go from the Maverick Hunters for violently attacking a comrade. Overdrive Ostrich used to be a part of the Hunter 7th Airborne unit, but an accident caused him to lose his wings. He was still fast as fuck though, and Sigma also thought he was fast as fuck. So when he invited Overdrive Ostrich to join the cause, he happily accepted, thankful for the recognition. Crystal Snail is a complete enigma. Morph Moth is of unknown origin too, but his main job is to revive Mavericks for their army and build new ones. And last is Magna Centipede, who honestly had it rough. He was a member of the 0th Shinobi unit, and when the first Maverick uprising happened, he refused to defect. But the Mavericks couldn't have that. He got kidnapped and brainwashed into a Maverick devoid of emotion. Now, ironically, his main job in this uprising is to try and spread the Sigma virus around the globe through the central computer. So X goes after the 8 rampaging Mavericks, but on his quest, he discovers the trio who seems to be the true leaders of this uprising. Surges,
yeah, I think I'm okay with that. Let me just make it not look shitty.
Fun fact, the designs of these guys were actually inspired by the trio who are going to be the original antagonists of this series. At some point, Inafune combined them into the one Sigma. They call themselves the X-Hunters, and once they peep how much of a problem X is, they hit him up to let him know that they have Zero's parts, and are planning to rebuild him to work for them. X will have to defeat them if he wants his friend back. Now, funny thing about this plot point, with it being a big part of X2, you'd think the team always planned for Zero to make his epic return in this game. But nope, according to the official Complete Works, they brought him back because it would suck if he stayed dead. One of the designers, Yoshihisa Suda, mentioned how Inafune just kinda came in one day and said, "Don't you think it'd be a shame if Zero stayed dead?" So they decided to bring him back in parts. Although it was never confirmed, this kinda looks like the plot of X2 was made to bring Zero back to the series. But that's just me. Also, one last tangent. It's possible, emphasis on possible, that Surges is a reincarnated Wily. The Maverick Hunter's field guide states that his genius has been compared to that of the scientist. Along with that, the whole Revive Zero plan was his idea, he's the only one out of the X-Hunters who wasn't built for combat, and in the Japanese version of X2, his final words expressed disappointment in being defeated by one of Light's creations again. According to the official Complete Works, when asked about this, Inafune said that he never gave a clear answer, because he wanted to leave it up to the player's imagination. But hey, he didn't deny it, so I feel like it could be true. Anyway, X proceeds to body all the Mavericks, and the X-Hunters. He collects all the pieces of Zero and returns them to Dr. Kane. Then they find the location of the X-Hunters' hideout. He raids the place and ends up going against the X-Hunters again. But even after defeating them, his job isn't done yet. X hears Sigma calling him for one last showdown. He survived their last skirmish by living on through the Sigma virus. Now he has a new body and is ready to run it back. With no other choice, X accepts the challenge and goes to confront the Maverick leader. But when they meet, one of two things happens. If X didn't collect the Zero part, then Sigma summons the revived Reploid as a Maverick and says some wild shit like, "Hey, Mega Bitch X, my friend over here has a bone to pick with you. I hear you let him die and he's not too happy about that." Then you gotta fight him to snap him out of his frenzy. However, if X did collect the parts, then Sigma summons a copy of Zero and says the same disrespectful shit. But the real Zero, revived by Kane, comes in and destroys the clone. And he has shoulder pads now. Then Sigma's like, "Wait, Zero, I know your secret. You should be working with me."
Maybe you should make him dirty like he's been roughing it out in the wilderness.
But the Red Hunter deadass retorts with, "Maybe so, but I still don't like you." Either way, Sigma dips afterward. Zero goes to take care
I'm not
of
sure about the dirt.
Because don't forget, the Mavericks were trying to use it to spread the Sigma virus, and X confronts Sigma, who seems to have upgraded himself with Wolverine claws? Aight, so hear me out. X2 was released in 1994, right? And X-Men Children of Atom was another game developed by Capcom that also came out in 1994. Just 8 days before X2, in fact. Meaning these games were most likely developed at the same time. So I think this X-Men game has something to do with the change, especially because from what I remember, he doesn't get these Wolverine claws ever again. But I could be wrong, so let me know what y'all think in the comments. So after yet another epic clash, X defeats the Maverick Commander, and then beats his virus form. As he falls, he says that this isn't the end. All these defeats will only make him stronger, which will bring the blue Reploid closer to his doom. After that, X and Zero stare out into the distance, as X thinks about the peaceful world that Light dreamt about. Will humans and robots ever be able to live in peace? And though things are chill now, how long will this calm last? We'll find that out, and more, right after this commercial break. Mega Man X, Honest Gaming History. Hey you! Yeah, you. A little Reploid told me you need more drip in your life.
Bish, I'm dripped out of my mind.
Alright, so before I'm in a very kind and respectful manner, and I appreciate that. So I wanted to acknowledge them. First off, I did a disservice to Wily. I neglected to mention how he was almost always thrown into Light Shadow while they were growing as scientists. He made strides in robotics just as great as his rival, but he was never acknowledged as much. Hence why his hate for him burned like 1,000 suns. Also, in the video, I use a lot of pages from the Mega Man comic because the visuals were dope. However, the comic is a retelling of the game's events, so they aren't canon. For Oilman and Time Man, I said their model numbers were DLN 9 and DLN 10, however that was based on early promo material for the game. From what I can tell, they were only given model numbers in the comics. Oilman was DLN B and Time Man was DLN A. Shadow Man was not built by Wily and Light. He was actually an alien. And on that robot note,
what? Huh?
Didn't build a good amount.
What do you mean he's an alien? You can't just say that.
And lastly, Mega Man Battle and Chase actually takes place after Mega Man 8 because of the inclusion of Duo. I also saw something about Napalm Man being the true winner of the racing tournament, but I couldn't find that in the Robot Masters field guide. With that, let's get back to X's depressing life. Mega Man X, Honest Gaming History.
Fuck you mean he's an alien? Like what?
To kick off this chapter, we begin with the first spin-off game in this spin-off series, Mega Man Extreme. This was a short series on the Game Boy Color, and unlike Rocket
I always
World,
thought the X meant Extreme.
Also, the sole artist for this game, Haruki Suetsugu, killed it with these designs. Like, look at this cover! Look at how dope it looks! In fact, all the art for this game looks sick as hell. Lore-wise, it's been some time since the last Maverick Uprising. X now has some support in leading the Hunters with Zero by his side again, but shit gets out of hand once more when someone hacks into the mother computer of Maverick Hunter HQ. All the data is overwritten, which throws the world into chaos.
Yeah, I'm liking this this color scheme, the purple and the red. I like that. I just don't know what color to make the fur now for the actual wolf pelt thingy.
Mega Man Battle Network. Like the Rockman World Series, X must face revived bosses to proceed. However,
honestly,
here,
Chad, it kind of looks like Cerberusmon.
Cyberspace, he's fighting
I'm not gonna lie.
data. On his journey, he runs into one of the culprits, Zane, a member of the Shadow Hunters. He eventually beats him along with the 4 revived Maverick bosses, then confronts Sigma, cause of course he's the mastermind behind all this. After defeating him, X finds the hacker responsible for messing with the mother computer, a Maverick named Techno. X shoots his terminal, which kills the guy, but unbeknownst to him, Mitty and Techno are twins, and I guess for them that means they share the same CPU. So killing Techno kills Mitty. On top of that, Techno wasn't even bad. Sigma made him do all this. So after Mitty encourages X to keep pushing forward, the Hunter avenges him by taking Sigma down again. But I guess X and the squad didn't learn from their lesson, cause they get hacked again. This time it's by Gimel, the other half of the Shadow Hunters. So X must once again enter cyberspace. After fighting 4 more revived Mavericks and the remaining Shadow Hunter, X defeats Sigma once and for all. And the dude shows that he's already sick of losing to him, saying, "Why do you always win?" Sigma, this is your 3rd loss. Until you start racking up as many L's as Wily, I don't want to hear shit. So peace temporarily returns to the world, until a Reploid scientist named Dr. Doppler is like, wait a minute, if this Sigma virus is the problem, why don't we just make a cure? That's what the humans do. So he does just that, and actually manages to cure a bunch of Mavericks. Then to house this new community, he creates a Doppeltown, a utopia free from violence. Things stay calm for a couple of months, but then Mavericks start rioting again, taking us into X3. But get this, all the Maverick Hunter's data points to Dr. Doppler as the mastermind behind everything, so X and Zero head out to question him. However, it looks like the Doctor assumed this was gonna happen, cause he attacks the Hunter base before the duo can even get to him. So they return, whoop some ass, but find out that their fellow Hunter, Mac, is a traitor. He traps X, leading Zero to once again save his life.
What about Cheese?
Which reminds me, this was the first game that allowed you to play as Zero. After saving their home, Zero returns to HQ to help with repairs, while X heads to Doppeltown. There, 8 powerful Mavericks await his arrival.
Blast Hornet, Blizzard Buffalo, Tunnel Rhino, Gravity Beetle, Volt Catfish, Neon
Volt Catfish?
Toxic Seahorse, and Crush Crawfish.
Some of those go hard, some of those are lame.
Actually used to work for Zero. Before all this, Zero's presence was requested at Doppeltown, but he went in instead. In doing so, he ended up getting infected by the Sigma virus. Hate to see it. Blizzard Buffalo used to be chill, but then the Sigma virus came in and he started attacking innocents. Tunnel Rhino used to be a miner, but then he got invited to Doppeltown and, you guessed it, he went Maverick. Gravity Beetle used to be a part of the Hunters, but went Maverick out of revenge for Boomerang Kwanger. That's cool. I think that's the first Maverick boss connection in between games so far. Volt Catfish used to work as a backup generator for cities during times of disaster. But then that damn Sigma virus made him go crazy too. Neon Tiger
damn Sigma virus
from poachers. But Sigma virus, Toxic Seahorse, is another enigma. But he was tasked with poisoning drinking water for humans, which is fucked up.
What the hell?
And finally, poor Crush Crawfish had a flaw in his system that made it hard for him to tell friend from foe. So bitch-ass Doppler used this to his advantage to get him on his side.
Toxic Seahorse will call you a slayer if he loses a game of COD.
Nightmare Police and the revived Vile, Vile Mark II. The Nightmare Police is made up of 2 Mavericks named Bit and Bite. They were built using the specifications of the most advanced
they look sick as hell.
World. So on paper, they should be hella strong. The Maverick Hunter's field guide even says that Bite's strength could be compared to Sigma's. Regardless, the Hunter duo takes out the Maverick bosses, the Nightmare Police, and Vile. And hold up, I've been racking my brain about this for the longest. Is it me, or does Bit look like Metabee from Metabots? Let me know in the comments. Anyway, using the memory chips of the defeated Mavericks, Dr. Kane pinpoints the location of Doppler's lab. With that, the 2 Hunters commence yet another gauntlet, which includes a rematch with Vile and a battle against a fused Bit and Bite. They turn into this godlike Reploid named God Car Machine Oinari. Oh, and Vile still got that deep, deep hate for X. When X finishes him off, he tells the guy that he will haunt him till the day he dies.
Damn.
Vile, fucking relax. Then X finally reaches and defeats Doppler, but it's revealed that Sigma was behind everything. He corrupted the Doctor using his virus form. That vaccine, it was just a placebo. And to add to the list of horrible shit Sigma made him do, the Doctor reveals that he was forced to make the Tyrant a new battle body as well. So X rushes to fight the Maverick leader and wins, even with this new body. And homie is so salty, bro. He's like,
"What? I still can't beat you? Even with this magnificent battle body?"
But once he's down to his virus form, he's like, fuck it, and tries to possess X. But his plan fails in one of two ways. One involves Doppler sacrificing himself to destroy Sigma with the vaccine. The other ending involves Zero coming in to save X instead. He somehow infused Doppler's vaccine in his Z-Saber and slashes Sigma with it.
How the fuck?
Way, Sigma's destroyed by Doppler's vaccine.
Sci-fi bullshit, we'll leave it alone.
As X and Zero stare at the remains of the fallen Doctor's lab, we get the usual,
"X ponders about the meaning of this war. Why must they fight? Will they ever find peace?"
But then the scene ends with them saying that X's destiny has already been sealed. To save humanity, he must destroy Zero. Excuse me?
That doesn't make any sense. That just came out of nowhere.
All hype that you finally beat this game, but then you see this wild ass message at the end. And then instead of giving us a little more context, they're just like,
"Only time will tell when this clash will happen."
Like, what? At least hint
also,
at it more throughout the game.
Also, if that's true, like he totally fails, right?
I guess.
Because Zero's the only one who exists in the future, so he just fails. He just fails.
The next game in this timeline, Mega Man Extreme 2. Reploids all over the world are getting their data wiped, leaving them as lifeless shells. They dub this phenomenon erasure. Then one day, the readings of all the Reploids on Lagoo's Island vanish, just like that. They call this dark as fuck event the Erasure Incident. In response, the hunters send X and Zero to investigate. And though this isn't the first game where Zero is fully playable, he does have his own mode here. They're also aided by a new character named Iris. She's the product of a failed experiment by Repliforce scientists. But that's as far as I'll go in terms of her backstory because the Repliforce doesn't get introduced till X4. After defeating Skullhead, the guardian of the island, they're confronted by a Reploid named Gareth. He states that he is a soul eraser who eliminates the souls of Mavericks, but Zero's like, "That's bullshit."
Think Bucket of Bolts is a legit slur in Mega Man's world?
How this guy
probably no more than Clanker.
It takes real guts to ask me a question like that. Interesting. Let's play a little game. If you can take out the 8 guardians of this island, then you can
Rocket Pal, you can't just come through and say that. Especially not as Magnezone.
4 guardians, who are just revived bosses from previous games. In the process, Iris finds out that this erasure phenomenon is caused by Reploids getting their DNA souls taken. Gareth and whoever he's working for are stealing them to make themselves stronger. In fact, the 8 guardians were revived using the souls of other Reploids. That's kinda sorta really fucked up. Once the guardians are down, the mastermind behind this whole operation appears, Berkana. She was once involved with Reploid research and development, and according to the Maverick Hunter's field guide, she's been rumored to have created Gareth. But now she's a Maverick.
I'm different from the other Magnezones.
She thinks he's cute, especially when angry. Weird. Also, thinking about it now, this interest might be why she chose to steal DNA souls. Since X is able to copy abilities, maybe she tried emulating that. Either way, the Maverick Witch challenges the Hunter duo to one final showdown in her base. They accept, and once again split up. Zero goes after Gareth, while X goes after Berkana. Once they defeat the two, the comatose Reploids regain their souls, and things go back to normal. Nah, I'm just kidding. You already know Sigma has got to show up for the once. In the Extreme Mode bonus ending, it's revealed that Berkana was working for the Maverick.
Are you drawing a Mega Man guy? Yeah, however, I'm drawing it for the contest.
Which I kinda get. Stealing the souls of possible soldiers for the Maverick army doesn't make much sense. But then again, we already know that Sigma has people building him soldiers, so what does it even matter? Regardless, the Maverick Hunters defeat the guy, thus putting an end to the Extreme series, and this chapter of the timeline. So next up is X4. This wasn't only the first game in the series to give Zero his own mode, but also
yeah, I think this is the one that I played
voice cutscenes
on the PSP.
But I'm not gonna hold you.
What is this? Your fucking Mega Man Sona? That's cringe. Okay, first off, if I had a Mega Man Sona, I would be Chaos Man, and it would look nothing like this. What? What is this happening to me?
There's no reason for me to go on.
What am I fighting for?
This scene makes this whole dub worth it. Also, this was the first in the series.
Also, this is why I said I probably should have kept that new tab, because I want to hear what that sounds like in Japanese. What the fuck? You need a what am I fighting for sound to learn. Music goes hard. That's English though, one Japanese. What the hell? The Japanese stuff is so different. We get a sick ass a guitar riff, and then this one we get like Sailor Moon ass music. Batra, do me a favor. Tell me when the contest ends. Can you Google when the contest ends for me? Imagine it ended yesterday. That'd be fucked up. The 11th to the 8th. I'm sorry, the 11th to the 1st. Actually, let me do something real quick on my end. Hold on. I need to see something. I need to see something. Shut up. Well, wait, I didn't see this trailer. Hold on. I didn't see this one. We are now taking entries on X, formerly Twitter, for a Robot Master design context for Mega Man Dual Override. Use model below as the base to create your own unique design for Robot Master with the giant suction arm. Ah! So I can't do the thing that I was going to do anyway. Maybe I should have read the instructions, right? It's fine. But I didn't see this. Can you post the link to that Twitter post in the chat, please? Cool. I like the way it looks. This looks nice. I like the cel shaded graphics. God, that's sick. All right, I did not see that. You posted in the Discord? Yeah, there you go. All right. Man, it's not what I wanted. I wanted the actual link to the thing, not the... Stop it. Holy shit, that's not what I wanted. There we go. All right. All right, so now I'll just save this because now we have a nice like concept for it, right? I can still do what I wanted to do. It just won't look like this, right? Can I fucking thank you? It just won't look like this. So instead, what we're gonna do, I just boop. All right. We'll do this now. All right, so he's got a little suction arm. So we can still do the design concept that I want to do. It's just not going to look like this. It also says here when you post it on Twitter, you're going to need these hashtags from Mega Man DO, Design Robot Master Important. Please make sure you include it to both the hashtags. Also, they have this as well to be sure to filter out the AI stuff. Well, we don't have to worry about that. I'm not doing that shit. Kiss Black is part of my house. What I look like using AI art.
人間の言いなりにならないレプリロイドを破壊しているに過ぎ。やられる前にやれ。お前には奴らを倒すだけの強大な力がある。
So, you could use this one that I did before as a basis.
人間を裏切ることはできん。立ち去れ。二度とわしの前に現れるな。
Or do we want to chat? Let's flip a coin for it, right? Should I just should I save this? You know what, chat? Here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna save. I'm gonna come up with a different design. I'm not sure the thing that we want to do is gonna or the thing that I wanted to do is gonna work like this. I need to come up with some better concepts, and this is gonna take a minute. So we're gonna come back to this on Monday. I think we're just gonna end here because I didn't realize it had like parameters. So we'll come back to this, but I think I can still make what I want. I just have to workshop a little bit. We're gonna come back to this, but so for now we're just gonna find someone to raid out to, and then I'll come back. I'll come back Monday and see what we do. You know what I mean? Yeah, plus my fucking shoulders are stiff because I haven't really moved, so. Let's go and raid into Kilpsy. I'd still like to see the finished one. I mean, that's it. This is basically the finished design. We just gotta color it. I think I was gonna make the fur like a dark, like a light gray or a white, but that's basically it. All right. Like I said, I'll see you guys Monday where we continue this Mega Man thing. Yeah. Yeah. All right. I need to do some brainstorming, some thinking. All right. I'll see you guys Monday. Later.